There we go. Oh, it actually works. Hold on, family. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I'm on another device. Hold on, family. Let me put you down. I have all this stuff over here. Okay. Okay, I think I'm good. Oh my gosh, yeah. Listen, just to get in this live was a fight. Big up to everyone. Big up to the peace to the east, the west, and the north, and the south. Listen, family, I have great news. We have shifted. We have converged timelines. I actually have edited out. I'm actually a little freaked out by it. You know, when I'm a little stranged out by something, my phone is on too. Hold on, I got you on like two different devices. I'm like collapsing timelines in my house. So, my hair looks a blasting mess. I'm sorry. I was in the car and then, you know, I don't try to look. It is what it is. Peace, Marcus. So, family. Listen, family. It's like freaky. It's like Freaky Friday, like times 1,000. The timelines have collapsed. I've edited it out. I went outside. I felt like listen from this morning. Okay, so let me start off. Peace to Atlanta. Let me give everyone a hello because I know I'm throwing you off because I'm really disturbed a little bit. I knew it was going to happen today. Well, Thomas said it was going to happen today. I knew it would happen, but I didn't know it'd feel like this. Did anyone feel it? Okay, so let me ask before I share. Is anyone feeling a little odd? Are you getting like super duper Mandela effects? Because I have Mandela all over the place. Anybody? Is anyone yes? I mean, it's extreme here. So maybe we're collapsing. I know we're collapsing now, but you're feeling everything. It's okay. So definitely. Okay, so everyone's getting it. Woo, family. Okay, so let's start off. I should have done my hair this morning. I didn't really care. I woke up this morning like, what? Okay, so listen, family. From yesterday, it began. Now, many of you were on. I'm sorry. Let me fix this. I don't know if I have you. Okay, so yesterday, we did our shield, and it was great. So I came home, and I told you that my Mandela effect is it's off the change. The collapsing of the timelines is underway right now. I'm 1,000%. And you know I don't say that unless I vetted it out. Everything in my world right now just shifted, and it kind of bugged me out a little. What the heck is that? Oh, I thought something was in my house. If I see my ex-husband walking in the house, you know I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, so yesterday we started getting pre-tingles of it. Grand Rising, everyone. I should say greetings, everyone. Greetings. So yesterday I walked in after, I was driving. We did the shield yesterday. It was beautiful. And my ex my ex is the father of my girl. So my ex was talking to the girls, and it just felt weird. It felt like really weird. Salut, comment ça va? It felt very strange. So he was talking to them, and I noticed as he's talking to them, he says, I'll be home soon. I was like, what did he say? He said, I'll be home soon. And I was like, wait a second. Is this man trying to come and try to kidnap me and my family? So it was a little très bien. But ça va. It was weird because I heard him say that, but I was just thinking to myself, okay, that's just him playing around because he likes to freak me out like that because he knows I get scared because I don't want him. You already know, that's the Nazi. We co-talk, but I know who he is and he knows who I am. So anyway, I told you he's been coming in my dreams, almost like he's still my husband. Remember, he's in other timelines. I know for a fact he's in other timelines. He is my husband. And then that happened. He said he was coming home soon, but I thought he was playing with the girls. So, hey, Fidgy girl, I got your message. Okay, we'll go into that. So I go to sleep. Now, before I go to sleep, I'm getting messages talking about the comment. Everyone seen did anyone see the comments? the fireballs coming in the sky. Some of you witnessed it. So there was comets. There were a huge amount of fireballs last night and the night before, I believe. I didn't get a chance to witness it, but then all of a sudden I was like, oh snap. There was a movie I used to watch called, you saw it, Nisi? So yeah, in Atlanta. Okay, so there was a movie I was obsessed with when I was younger. The movie was called Night of the Comet, right? A meteor shower. So Night of the Comet. Remember the Night of the Comet? Some of you are younger, so you know I put a clip last night because I was like, oh my God. It came into my head. I was like, I gotta rewatch that movie. So I started watching the movie. I was like, oh wow, this is interesting. We had Night of the Comet. There was a lot of gems in there if you got a chance to watch it. And I remember in Night of the Comet, if you get a chance, I don't want to mess it up for you. It talks about there's this big event happening. People are excited about it. There's a lot of coding in there too, with like initials, the girl's initials, and the game she plays, kind of like Centipede, or what is it? Like she's playing a warship game, and she masters it. She's working in a theater, movie theater. So I'm looking at the movie and I'm saying, okay, there's an astrological event happening where we're getting meteor showers. Now, if anyone knows, Thomas was talking about, hold on one second. Let me turn off my other feed. Okay, hold on. I know I'm excited because there's so much happening that I want to recap. So Thomas was talking about this Zoroastrians, okay, Zoroastrians, who were they predate Sumerian spirituality, so to speak, okay? These are predators. A lot of the residuals of the Zoroastrians is like Christianity, Judaism, Islam. That's all the residue of Zoroastrianism. If you haven't checked it out, I've talked about it before, you should check them out. It's very interesting because there's still some Zoroastrians left. But their concept was, during this time today, we were going to hit the galactic center. When we hit the galactic center, that's why it was bugging me out that there was comets coming through the atmosphere last night, because the Zoroastrians believed right when we hit the galactic center, all the timelines would collapse because we're hitting the center. And how we would know what was happening is because there would be a light show of meteors coming in, which was last night. It's interesting that it happened last night, right before we know there's going to be, right before we got intel that there was going to be a timeline collapse today, right? So I'm noticing the timeline collapse. I'm marking the time of the intel from Thomas about the Zoroastrians and their theory about this happening. And last night I went to sleep. I fell asleep to Night of the Comet because I've watched it 50 million times. It was great. It's really cheesy. It's really old school, but it's amazing. Wait, your brother's name is Thomas? Oh, wait. And he was arrested for attempted murder on your maternal birthday, 8/11, Lionsgate. My grandmother turned 83. Oh my gosh, Nisi, I'm sorry. And his name was Thomas. That might be a signal. That might be a sign. You know, whenever you get something like synchronistic like that, you know. And I'm sorry for your brother. I hope he's, you know, I hope all turns out, you know, in a way that's cohesive for the family. I know that's hard. Big up to your grandmother who turned 83. So the meteor shower happened. Oh yes, it's called Perseid's meteor shower was active on 12th and 13th. Okay, thank you, Golden Heart. So I something told me to watch, you know, of course, Night of the Comet, which was one of my favorites. And then I noticed in the movie, you know, people turn into like either they, you know, if you stay in lead. Now, if you know on Patreon, I talked about the whole lead theory. So I don't want to go on that because I get in trouble. Because if I talk about that, the FDA is going to have issues. So I only talked about that on Patreon. Most people on Patreon, most of you just saw the video. I talked about lead and why they made lead illegal. And if you watch Night of the Comet, you'll know why. Okay, so anyway, so I go to sleep. I fall asleep to Night of the Comet. I never fall asleep to movies or anything like that. So I fall asleep to Night of the Comet. And in my dreams, my ex-husband is there again. He's all over the place. Like we're doing something together. And in the dream, it was kind of like, even my concept of him was odd. Anyway, I woke up this morning. Listen to this. I woke up this morning as if I'm in New York. Okay, this will bug you out. I woke up like I was in New York. Now, I'm a New Yorker, many of you know. I've been here since 2011. I've lived in Florida since 2011. I go back and forth to New York. Many of you know that, but I'm a New Yorker. I woke up this morning and my daughter's playing Biggie Smalls. I said, what? Why is she playing Biggie Smalls? My little ones don't listen. You know, that's more daddy. Obviously, I'm a hip hop head. Anyway, big up to all the hip hop heads. I'm a true blue New Yorker. Don't get it twisted. I'm from Mount Vernon, New York. Grew up my whole life. I went to CCNY. Many of you know me from the New York sect. That's all me. But we've lived in Florida for so long. It's not something I do. And also, Biggie Smalls is not something I would play in the house with my little ones. When Daddy's around, he plays a lot of hip hop. And that's very reminiscent of what we used to do when we got together. Because when me and him got together, we were part of that whole, Sean Combs is from Mount Vernon. Albie Shores from Mount Vernon. Who else? Heavy D, Dwight was from Mount Vernon. So I'm a hip hop head. I grew up in that genre. That's how me and my husband met. So we met in that whole Biggie Smalls, Little Kim kind of vibration. I used to do industry parties, things like that. So I met him in that. I wake up this morning. I'm getting to the point, family, because it's very interesting, and I want to tell you how the timeline is collapsing, the Mandela effects. I hope you all know what I'm talking about, because hopefully it isn't just me experiencing it. I know for a fact it's happening, so I know it's happened. So I'm listening to Biggie Smalls. I was like, wait a second, who's playing Biggie Smalls? So I'm thinking my ex-husband's in the house. I jump out of the bed. I'm like, oh snap! This mofo is in my house. I don't know. I was scared. I was like, oh no, the timeline's collapsed. He's back. The narcissist is back. I was like, if I have to live 12 years with my Nazi, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna go ape crazy in his house. I swear, I woke up thinking he was in the house. Everything in the house was reminiscent of our home in New York. We lived in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, but we always lived together. Everything in the house, it smelled like him. It was crazy. I woke up, my old, it's gonna bug you out. My old wedding ring was over on I have another ring, but my old wedding ring was out and I was like, wait a second, I didn't take my wedding ring out because that's old school. I have another ring. So I wouldn't have my old wedding ring sitting, so it was sitting on a counter. I smelled him in my house. Biggie Smalls is playing in the house. I was like, oh snap. I already know. I was like, this is going to be a 12 years of slaves. I didn't see the movies, but I was like, I'm living 12 years of slaves. So regardless, he was not here. Taking deep breaths. So we're walking around the house. I'm getting the girls ready, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I go out and I'm looking outside. The name of my road has changed, family. I'm saying, listen, I only drink coffee. Big up to him, I'm sorry. I am back to my shenanigans with coffee. I only drink coffee. I am not an alcoholic. I'm drug free. If I did drugs, y'all would lose your mind. Because if you think I'm on high octane now, could you imagine Fleur High? Oh my God. Could you imagine me being a chiefer? Y'all would be, you probably love me. You think I'm like this now? So I'm driving out. My road has changed names. I'm dead up. I'm dead up. My road has changed names. And in my mind, I was like, wait a second. No. I was like, you have to rationalize. I was like, this is a Mandela effect. I'm aware of it. I know there's a timeline collapse, but this couldn't have happened. My name of my road has changed? No way. It's just an S. I can't tell you the address, obviously, but there's a word in my road, and instead of it being plural, it was always plural. It was singular, which was crazy. Y'all, the chiefers are in the house. Big up to you, chiefers. So I see that. I was like, oh, okay. So I have residue from my ex-husband in the house. Smells like him, playing hip hop like we're in old school New York. It feels like I'm in New York, which is crazy because I'm not. I'm in Florida, Orlando. I leave the house. My road has changed names. It's gone from plural to singular. Then I'm driving down the road, and then all of a sudden I'm noticing these mansions sitting on top of like a hill, where I know I've driven this road every day, family. I live in a healthy neighborhood, obviously, a little, upstanding neighborhood. But there was these mansions sitting on top of the hills in the back. We don't have hills here. have hills. We don't. Not hills like that. We're in Orlando. It's more flat plain. There's like mansions sitting. I'm driving and I'm seeing these huge mansions. Like they look like they just been erected out of the blue. So listen, fam. I'm like this. I'm like this. I just, it's happened. Not only that, I drove back to my house because I couldn't get you on live. The name of the bank has changed. I have a bank. There's like 3 banks. There's Chase. There's, what's the other one? I have Chase, Bank of America. And there's another bank that used to be called SunTrust. Now it's called something else. I don't even know what the freaking name is. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I'm not cursing. The name changed to something I've never heard before. The bank has always been there. It's called SunTrust. Everybody knows Florida. If you're in Florida, you know it's called SunTrust. We had SunTrust, Bank of America. They're all next to each other. Chase. You have Suncoast. SunTrust was ours over here. SunTrust. It's been like that for oh, there's hills in Florida and Tallahassee. Oh, Nisi, because you're more north. Here in Orlando, it's flat. We don't have hills like that. So the bank's name has changed. Like I said, I don't even know the name because I've never seen that name before. There's some sort of, the castle that I had the, event in, the castle, remember, I live around, not too far from where I had the event. I see a castle, like, direct right on my road, family. I'm in another paradigm, family. I feel like I'm a New Yorker. Even how I feel is like I just stepped out of New York. That's how I feel, as if I merged with an aspect of myself that still was living in New York. Family, the timeline collapse is underway. I know I seem a little, I am saying family. I promise you I'm saying we are in another timeline. It has happened. I noticed a collapse. Once I saw my name up, once I felt my husband, my ex-husband in the house, and I saw the ring sitting on the counter, I don't have that ring out. I don't talk things either. People, my girlfriends used to be like, sell the ring. I don't do that. It's a beautiful ring. It was beautifully given to me. That'll go to my daughters, or if I have a son, that'll go to his, I don't know if I should give it to his wife. Well, it's a beautiful ring. That ring should be given and staying in the family. But I had the ring out. I don't even know where the other ring I just got a ring, and I don't even know where that ring is. I was gifted a ring. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Family, we're in another time. The collapse has happened. You're going to notice Mandela effects. I 1000%, it was right. Thomas, you were right. There was some sort of weird thing going on in the sky with the meteors. And now I'm in another timeline. I don't even know if I'm the version of Flurber or you guys are the version. You're all collapsing too. It's happening. And when I say it's happening, this is what's happening. Like, I'm just noticing now. Big up to Thomas. Thomas was on point. I didn't even call I'm scared to call Thomas. I don't even know if Thomas is in. I haven't even texted Thomas yet. Normally Thomas, he's doing business right now. Normally I'll call Tom. I'll probably call Thomas later and we'll go and chat. But family, it's underway. The timelines have collapsed. It's a fact. I've seen phenomenon like this, but never to this degree. Never to this degree. Maybe I should call Thomas. Do you want me to text him, see if he'll talk to us? Hold on. Let me see if Thomas will talk to us. Hold on. Hold on, let me text Thomas. Hold on. Let me tell him. I'm saying timelines collapsed. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tell him to call us. He can call us. Hold on. Okay, I told him I want him to call us. I told Thomas to call us. How many people? Oh, Thomas, I'm gonna tell him we only have 351 people on here. Okay, so family. Oh, for all that are coming in the room, thank you for coming on this. Can you put a like in the video? Just, as a courtesy, just for, I'm asking for everyone to come in to at least show a like so that we can keep the madness of the collapse visual. All right, family. So Flurburn has vetted out that we are in a timeline collapse. Oh, that's another thing. French was a language. Even yesterday, I was talking to one of the other YouTubers, and I couldn't remember an English word. I was dreaming in French for like 3 or 4 nights in a row. Mind you, family, I was born in the States, in Mount Vernon. My family is French, but French is something I spoke, but it's not something I speak every day. It isn't, because I don't have enough Francophone people, and because of the French, I speak kind of like more so, I don't speak Creole. I only speak French, and it's very sporadic too. Big up, thank you, Pavel. Flurburn, you came up as a recommended video. Weird. Oh, wow. It's straight. Oh, and then check this out. So I go to a video this morning. Let me tell you what video came up. Hold on. Let's see if Thomas calls us. Listen to this video that came up in my feed this morning. It was very strange, family. Hold on. I've got you on here. I'm streaming on here too. Can I? I don't want to can't. Okay, I can't stop stream. I can't show you the video because it's streaming on. I don't know why the phone is streaming. I'm streaming. We're all streaming. So there was a video that came up, and it was from 2000. Oh, thank you, Divine Other. I appreciate it. 11/11. I'm so excited because nothing has come like this. Like, this is so tangible that even, because I was like, how is the timeline convergence going to happen? Are we going to feel it? My mind is like, are we actually going to feel it? It's weird. So I got some sort of video about 2015, almost like 2017, a video talking about when Saturn goes into Sagittarius, and it was a full moon in something rather. It was a weird video that came up as if it was today. So when I woke up, and it was for December 21st. So the video was about December 21st, and he was talking about 2012, but I was like, why am I getting this video as if it's a video that was just made? I'll share that with you, because that to me might be a sign or signature. And also, I had to tell my friends because I felt like something was going to happen in England, like some sort of catastrophe was going to happen in England. Don't ask me why. I personally was seeing weird things about England and about the London Bridge. I don't say anything about it because it's today, so hopefully it's not happening, so hopefully it'll pass. But for like the last couple days, I felt like there was going to be some sort of nuclear or some sort of a meteor hitting London. But I don't know why that was coming up. Don't ask me why. I have no clue why that kept coming up for days. I didn't mention anything about it, but just be mindful that was coming up for like a couple of days. Like because I was like, who would want to hit England? England is not really a country, well, even though they're insidious with the Queen, it wasn't anything that was like, I don't see England as being a threat enough to, US, the United States has pissed off everybody. So if anybody wants to be a target, it would definitely be the United States. But England, I didn't see that as an issue. So I'm just saying that's come up as an undertone. So just be mindful, because that's been up for a while now, and I don't know why it keeps coming up. So just be mindful about the London Bridge or just England, because that's been coming up in my I don't know, inside of me. And it's been like that for a couple. London Bridge is falling down. Oh, Baron, thank you for that. Well, listen, we got a lot going on, family. We got a timeline collapse that's happened today. I'm celebrating. We said we were going to celebrate. I'm getting prepared. Listen, family, if you see my table right now, I was going to do a video. Actually, this video is kind of not the video I was supposed to do. This video was kind of like, I was supposed to go on Instagram this morning, because if you see my table, I'm going to show you in a minute. Flurburn has a lot of time on her hands. I have all the stuff ready for our TF, our twin flame manifestation. I have everything on the table. When you see all the goodies, I had so much fun. That's why I was late doing my little obsession, going and getting all those goodies for our candle dressing on on Friday. So even my teeth look like, yes, I agree. I don't look younger, but my teeth look like I did when I was little. My teeth, my brother used to say I look like a rabbit. You know that, my brother's older. So my brother's 8 years older. So he'll say things like, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. That he's from that generation. So he said I look like a rabbit my whole life. So he said, you look like a rabbit. He would always tease me and say, you want a carrot? Because I look like a little bunny rabbit when I was little. So I'm looking at my teeth now. I do look kind of like a bunny. It's a little weird. Because I always looked kind of like a rabbit, but now I do look like, because my teeth are really tight together. So he used to like say, you want a carrot? Like when I get mad, he was like, what's up, Doc? He was like, you want a carrot? You see how siblings could be so cruel? I mean, there could be worse things he could call me. You call me a rabbit. So at least it was a cute animal. I could have been called worse, right? It's interesting that all of these Mandela effects happened on the collapse day. Now, I want you to pay attention because this is the beginning. I personally think, the rabbit is your spirit animal. They're very clever. They have sex like rabbits. I'm not having sex like that. I wish sometimes I did. Anyway, that's personal. What happened to who messed with my buns? Somebody messed with my what you call it? My flowers, I gotta fix them. I'm sorry. Okay, so family, I'm excited because I told you we're gonna celebrate today. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for your time. We'll email you later from Kitchen Shaman 13. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. I do look like a rabbit today, right? So timeline is collapsing. I'm really excited, but I'm really bugged out. I'm sorry. This is probably something I shouldn't go live when I'm this excited. I did that with the rainbow event. I kind of got excited like this, but I've never seen anything so profound. Family, it's profound. My name and my road is different. I'm no kidding. I have to actually look. I didn't look at the mail yet because obviously during Mandela effects, Mandela effects also have, everything matches. So I have to look at my mail. But it was not that singular word. I was plural. And it changed. That's the first thing I noticed the New York vibe in my house. Even my house feels different. Oh my God. Woo, take a deep breath. And take a breath. I get excited. And I'm drinking coffee. It doesn't help. People next door to me, I could have sworn they were still there. Wait, so your neighbors moved out? I don't know what else has changed, family. I'm a little nervous to find out. Should I start? Because I'm taking note, but I got to make sure that I keep calm because some of the things are bugging me out. Oh, thank you. Can we still jump timelines today? I don't think you have to jump timelines. Timelines are converging. There's no more jumping timelines. Remember, the convergence is all the timelines overlapping. So whoever you are in different timelines are basically merging together into one. And I think this process takes a while. So it's happening. So different versions, that's why I gave you the story about my ex-husband, him merging. He's been calling for days. I didn't know why. And then I'm dreaming about him. And I don't think maybe he's thinking about me a lot. Sometimes when people have concentrated thought on you, he loves me. I mean, I don't doubt that. My ex-husband loves me. And it's love there. He's just a Nazi. You shouldn't live with a Nazi. Nazis are like Heil Hitler. It's like Marxism. It's like Marxism in your house. Oh wait, I think that's Thomas. Let's see if that's Thomas. Hold on. Hello? Oh, that's charity clothing. Okay. That's to donate. I always donate. I thought I was getting excited because sometimes Thomas calls for the office. That's charity pickup. Sorry. So, like I shared earlier, my ex-husband he's, me and him, I check him because he has to be checked, but he's basically a general, typical reptilian type of sociopathic, narcissistic Nazi. And that isn't somebody you should have around you. I'm only see him rarely. so I don't really have to interact with him, but he's been calling for days. He's been in my dreams, and now I smelled him in the house, and the wedding ring was on the counter. Yeah, so that isn't the version that I wanted to accept. But remember, he's in other timelines. I've told you, I used to dream about him all the time when we first broke up, because he is in my other timelines. We're still married. I think there's only 2 timelines where me and him are not married. I personally think there's only a few timelines where me and him not together. All the other timelines we're still married and still living together. I remember, because I could get up sometimes and know he was there. So I think the collapse is putting that residue on top of us, so he still feels it, and he's still acting as if he's my husband. Do you know what I mean? So it's very interesting. A building near me popped up out of nowhere. There you go. Tisha's having it. Even my mom doesn't know. Oh, see? Tisha's getting it already. Doesn't know when they built it, where it came. That is the Mandela effect. Things erecting. I told you there's a bunch of mansions on top of a hill. Where did it come from? It wasn't there. There's a bank that was not there. It used to be SunTrust. Banks don't change overnight, okay? My name of my street has changed. There's like a castle that I can see from my home, and there wasn't before. I don't even want to see what that was. So there's a lot of things with the Mandela effect that are going to be seen today. So just be mindful. Don't be like the Flurboon and act out of sorts, because it really, like, I'm excited, but you can't wait to go outside. Divine, just put on sunglasses in case, just put on your sunglasses in case, so people don't read your madness, because maybe others won't notice, or they'll just feel like they'll shake it off or shrug it off. But we're in the timeline collapse. It is a fact. 1000%. We are there. And whatever that comet thing, the Zoroastrians, all of Thomas's intel was on point. So the collapse is here. We're going into the straight line. It's lovely. I will say everything's beautiful still. It's not like waking up in, near the Trump Towers and it's the hood, looking crazy and sketchy. I woke up to a beautiful feeling. Also last night I was cleaning and doing stuff because I knew there was a collapse. So I was like, if there's a collapse, I want to make sure everything's organized. So I collapsed into organization. It's my mind. So I made sure I cleaned up everything, the house, even though I have recycling stuff all over. I have recycling stuff over here. I recycle, and I know my neighbors talk about me because they don't recycle and they think I judge them, and I do, because they don't recycle. My recycling bin is like almost the height of me. And I love it because I put everything recycled in there. I'm obsessed with that. My father was like that. And they don't recycle properly. Because my recycling bin, I have one garbage bag in my garbage. My garbage bag is like this. That's how big my garbage bag is, just in 1 week. They have all garbage and no recycling. I'm the opposite. I have all recycling and 0 garbage. You said rude neighbors. They're just not recycling. So they think I'm the recycling police. I don't say anything. I don't really bother them. My other neighbor, I tell him he needs to recycle. But I don't really bother the other neighbors because I know they are unaware and they are going to live in a paradigm. They're probably not here anymore because they're going to live in a paradigm with garbage. Because if you don't recycle your garbage, you're going to live in garbage. Okay? Anyway, that's an FYI. Family, I'm excited. How are you feeling, everyone? Big up to everyone who's enjoying the timeline collapse. It is underway, family. The Mandela effect is on and popping. You will notice today that there will be things, and normally our influence of talking about it will make it happen more, but this is different. It happened before. I didn't know what to expect. So I didn't really have an expectation of what could happen. I really didn't. I didn't really have a general consensus of how the collapse, because remember, Thomas's intel was it would happen today, but we didn't know. But I've heard from others it would happen within, the next few days. So I couldn't really vet it out. But literally, it's here. When my street name has changed. Oh, thank you, Masai. I appreciate it. Continue to rock in the DC star. Oh, thank you, Mama. I appreciate it. 2019 represents a year of completion. Well, it's completed. It's completed. I'm excited, family. I hope you're excited. We're celebrating today. And I'm going to show you all the goodies for the for the twin flame. A lot of you are joining me on the twin flame. This is really exciting. My water is draining counterclockwise. You're in the north of America? Oh, snap. We got a magnetic shift over there? Wow. Y'all don't know. Two powerful angels are about to finally meet after 2,000 years of separation. Ooh, through the physical collusion. When they handshake, I hope floods don't begin. Oh, wow. Well, I told you be good with water. I told you we're going to go back to being mermaids. Get your gills on. If you don't have gills, make sure you can swim. There isn't anything that should phase you. That we talked about the timeline collapse, and I think many people wouldn't realize when I was talking about the timeline collapse, I said, I'm okay with me. Being heightened in self-awareness would make you okay with all aspects of yourself. If you're heightened in self-awareness and you're heightened in a sense of consciousness, there isn't anything that should matter. So I told you there's an assassin Flurburn. She's an assassin. She merged with me. I have a Flurburn that's really timid, scary, kind of looks like the bunny I look like. She's merged with me. I have one that's antisocial. She's merged. Hey, Hudson River, that's Mount Vernon in the house. You've been nauseous, like first trimester nauseousness, and you're not pregnant, and you never had stomach issues. Well, Hudson, maybe a baby's coming? Maybe a baby's coming, Mama. Do you want a baby? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Hey, Mama, are you still? It could be just emerging. Maybe something's making you nauseous. Maybe you're having, maybe a version of yourself is pregnant, and it could be overlapping, because remember that the timelines converging means that an aspect of yourself, so maybe the part of you that's part of you, Charlie's Angels. Oh, I'm gonna watch that tonight, thank you. A part of you that may have a baby or be pregnant could be collapsing on top. So you could be getting that as well, because the convergence is aspects of yourself that splintered. So sometimes we had children. So let's say this aspect of you, Hudson, that didn't have the baby then, or you had the baby later. So maybe now you are in the baby time. So that version of yourself is collapsing. You're feeling her symptoms. It's kind of cool though. But remember that might bring in that frequency. Celestial drip. Second day is a 13th day in Mayan astro, and end of a Trikana. Ooh, thank you for that. Celestial drip is giving us the Mayan calendar's day. Remember, the Mayan calendar goes by days and it has certain frequencies in that day. Thank you for that. So, well, and what is Trikana? Can you tell us what Trikana is? I love this when you guys come on and you're so on point. So Hudson is like, no. So even today is Trikana in the 13th day cycle. So what is Trikana? What's Trikana? What's the frequency of Trikana? 444 in the chat. Oh snap! We're the 144. I'm trying to send past this level. I'm trying to rocket. I'm trying to take the rocket ship. I'm trying to take bypass go and just keep going. This is where we jump. We jump to another timeline totally. So anyway, so what you're gonna notice is this, and what was I talking about? This is when I drink coffee. This is why sometimes, even with my ex, he said when you drink coffee you get spastic. Like, I drink coffee. Even in my timeline, Hudson, even in my timeline, I keep dreaming about my son. So remember, I was pregnant before, and I keep dreaming about him. So I figure he's coming because I keep dreaming about him. He's such a sweetie. It's very interesting. I dream about my son. I dreamt about him as a little boy. I dreamt him in his middle, like maybe 6 or 7, and then I dreamt about him when he's like he's with me. He's like listening to some music, and he says, "Mom," and I was like, "I don't want to stay." And he was like, "I want you to stay." And I see him as a young man, and he's Shabin, which is interesting because he reminds me of my grandmother a little bit. Shabin Shabin is a term we use in Martinique for someone who I have freckles. It's very fair with like lightish, dirty, and my family, my grandmother has red hair, so he's like dirty, reddish hair, like dirty blondish, light hair, like Shabin. We call it Shabin, light hair people. We don't call people by race. We don't have races in Martinique. We have them by complexion. So I'm brun, which is like a copper color. Shabin is very fair with red hair. So I dreamt about my son. So I'm assuming that collapse is also making that happen as well, where there's a residue where he exists already. Okay. So what's gonna happen, family? Timeline collapse is happening. Mandela effects are off the chain. I vetted it out. It's 1000%. It is here. Like I said, for those who are just stepping in the room, literally, the timeline collapse. I noticed just with the name. I noticed in the morning, and with the movie, with Night of the Comet, whatever that celestial event is, the astroterrestrial. What are their names again? I forgot what their names again. Let me get their names again. I can't ever pronounce it properly. Hold on. The Astrotarians, whatever the, Thomas. Hold on. What are they called? I want to say it right. The Zoroastrians had predicted this time on this day. When we hit the galactic center, all these planets will line up and the collapse happens where we go in a straight line, staying in the same frequency that we were in. So if you're here with me, because listen, I'm flying high in consciousness. So if all of you 461 people are here with me, we are all on the right timeline. Because you're seeing my excitement. So it means that the version of yourself, I'm not saying I'm the bomb.com, but I am the bomb. Today I am. So if you are here on this timeline, put a like on the video because you are down with the higher frequency. So wherever we are, you're on the same frequency with Fernberg. That's what I'm saying. So you listen, I'm okay. As long as I look around, there isn't gunshots so far. Gratefully. It's all good in the hood. So if you are here on this timeline with me, viewing this and actually witnessing me talking, that means you and me are on the same wave of consciousness. I am grateful. I am grateful. Terry, you said I'm lying? Come on, Terry. Come along with us. So it's a beautiful day. That's what I'm saying. Once I noticed the Mandela effects and it was so strong, it was beautiful. So let's just talk about the changes. The hubby thing is a little disconcerting because I don't want the husband back. Okay, I don't want the ex-husband back. I don't care how much he loves me. Let me tell him this. Let me speak to him because he probably watches my videos. He says because he knows when I talk about him. So or his ex or the girlfriend. Remember he's with the Draconian, who's very jealous. She watches my videos. Big up to the Draconian. She watches my videos. I don't know why she watches my videos. I told her I don't want her man. I had him for 20 years. Almost 20 years. I had my husband for over 20. I don't want him. So let me tell her that. But let me talk to my ex. Listen, we had a great time in New York. Big up to you. You taught me a lot. You brought me to the edge of the earth. And I'm grateful for the boot camp, for the reptilian boot camp you brought me through. But let me explain something to you, love. It isn't going to happen. In this timeline, in that timeline, in another timeline, I'm rebuking you. I wish you well. Vicky, thank you, Vicky. I appreciate it. 11. I rebuke you. Like I said, you got a Draconian. You're a reptilian. You two can merge together in your reptilian madness. But I'm rebuking you. And that's it. I rebuke all Nazis in this timeline. I could care less how it collapses. I'll rebuke you in every timeline. So every time one reverberates on top of me, I'll rebuke you in that one too. So big up to the Nazi. Ooh, when I smelled him this morning, I was like, oh snap. I thought he was gonna be in the house. I woke up like, oh please no. This isn't the timeline. Please. I saw the ring. I was like, oh. It's like a bad dream. It's like, oh. No, not you. Where's the twin? I need my twin flame. Where are you? I'm sorry. My twin flame's probably watching this like, oh, she's having that moment. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I was terrified. I was like, this can't be the timeline. So family, I want you to stay calm today. If you have a problem keeping because you guys are awake, so keep your sunglasses on. You should be wearing red or blue or even purple because we're converging. Make sure you pay attention. I would write down because I don't know how the collapses are happening so extreme. So because I'm having extremes, I suggest you write it down so you don't forget. So make sure whatever you're noticing that wasn't there, put it in your handy dandy notebook. Remember Blue's Clues. I don't even remember. Why is Blue's Clues coming up? Remember Blues Clues, Blues Clues, Blues Clues. I just remember that. I haven't remembered that show in a long time. Is that really a show? Is that a show that existed in your timeline? It did in mine. So just write down in your handy dandy notebook your clues, and make sure put on your blue PJs. Put it down, because during, I know I'm making jokes, during timeline convergence and collapsing, the Blues Clues convergence guy, make sure you write it down. Because what happens during collapses, and especially when we're getting such strong Mandela effects, you want to make sure that you are writing it down and you can see it so you can vet it out. My thing is, I never really, I can know something may happen, but I'm one of those who has to see something tangible. Swipe or no swiping. Oh Lord, you guys don't know what the show's. Dora Explorer. Swipe or no swiping. Swipe or no swiping. I don't want to say it the third time like Beetlejuice. Make sure you do that. And as we go through, I think it's 3 days until it fully collapses. So we should be getting a lot of residue. So write it down. Make sure your Blues Clues. Make sure you're putting everything, document everything. Absolutely. It's very important. It just allows you to stay sane, because if you're not doing it, you'll just say, oh, Florburn is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. She's having me think this. Don't listen to me. Go outside your door and see what you can vet out, because this is my reality, and y'all are with me in this reality. 478 of you, 478 of you are down with this frequency. So y'all are down in this frequency where timelines are collapsing, because you're here with me. So you're part of my reality. The version of you is down with my reality. So make sure that you, you're going to give me 2 carrots, Marcus? No. Make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to go on IG with my goodies from the, from our twin flame manifestation on Friday. I have all the goodies here. So maybe I should show you some of these. You might think I'm crazy if I show you this table. I'm going to show you my table. Hold on. How do we do it on this device? See this device? I don't even know. Hold on. I got cherries on my table. How do I show you? I got to figure out my device. Remember, my twin flame bought me this, and I never know how do I switch you around? I did it the other day. Remember I switched you around? Okay, here. I think this is it. Hold on, family. I think I can do this. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I switch you around. Okay, here we go. So look at all this. Oh, I know I have dirt because I planted this. So this is my twin flame stuff. See that's my twin flame plant here. You see my twin flame? This is my plant, my bonsai. This is my bonsai. Can I touch it? Okay, that's my bonsai. My twin. You got carrots for me, Marcus. This is my bonsai. Those are all my herbs. I always keep like a wonderful like herb box. Okay, that's my other candle I had from before. Those are my sparkles. Okay, this is my that's my honey. That's local honey. Okay, raw. These are the different oils and stuff. So this is for our twin flame. This was buried. I know my crystal looks dirty, but I had it buried. I just found it, so I have to wash her off. This was buried in the ground because you know I bury everything. Okay, so this is that, and that's my mermaid. See my mermaid? I know I have stuff all over the couch. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. So I'll show you each one. Oh, I can't do this. It's a mess on my table right now. I don't like having stuff all over my table. I had to do this. Okay. So I'll show you each one. This is how I get down. So I found, this is my bonsai. You know this because I got this a while ago, right before I twinned. So this is my twinning, look, they love each other. This is my twinning bonsai. Aren't they beautiful? Look, they're amazing. They're so pretty. Aw, my twinning bonsai. Say hi. So they're in love and they're twinning. So I remember seeing these guys before, and it was the only one. And oh, do I have an appointment? I hope I don't have an appointment today. Okay, so say hi to the bonsai. She and he are always together, and I love them. They have such beautiful frequency. Okay, this is my I saw this yesterday when I was obsessing. Okay, this is This is like a twin flame candle. So I saw these are really nice. So if you can get a chance, you don't have to get these, but these are nice to have. So if you guys want to get a twin flame candle, I'm a fun mommy. I'm silly. Yeah, my girls think I'm really. They think I'm fun sometimes until I tell them to do stuff. This is my twin flame candle. I also have all the sparkles. Remember I told you to get sparkles? You guys call them. Oh wait, I don't. They're not called sparkles. They're called. What'd you guys call them? Not sparkles. What are they called? Not sparkles. What'd you guys call them? Glitter. Glitter. Okay, glitter. Glitter. So this is all the glitter I have. Okay, thank you. These are the glitters. I love these. These are good for my little ones. So I have tons of glitter. So this is fun because you're going to dress your candles in glitter. They have this they can get this at any craft store, or you can get this at Michael's. So this is beautiful. So you always have lots of glitter. It's fun. My girls, I have to keep them away from glitter because they obsess with glitter, because if they see it, so I tell them they can only use it because I don't want it all over the house. So this is your glitter, okay? Hold on. I keep everything in my mermaid. Oh, let me show you my mermaid thing. Okay. This is my I know she's got stuff sticking out. This is my mermaid. This was a gift. This is my beautiful mermaid. She's beautiful. See her? She's gorgeous. She's a pearl. See how beautiful she is? This is a beautiful, I love this. This is one of my favorites. But inside of her is all my herbs. So the top comes off. And this is where I keep all my herbs and stuff. All my herbs for, like, you know. So I have the thyme. Ooh, I have the thyme we're gonna use. I have like the even rose petals for tomorrow. I have different herbs that I haven't used. Some of the names I don't know. Bonset. These are not herbs for just tomorrow, but I keep all my herbs in here. This is clove. I just keep all the herbs in here because it keeps it fresh too. And this allows for me, like I make teas and stuff in here. Oh, let me make sure I have basil. She's, so this is, she's beautiful, right? Okay, I have that. This is the candle that, this is one that, this is a beautiful one that was made before. Like I put this on top, this is old. And this is like the crystals and so on. This is what I'm telling you about the beads. These are the beads that you'll use. I'm gonna dress the other candle in this. Thank you, Michael George, I appreciate it. Thank you, love. Okay. This is the candle, I got this from Michael's. With these little strings on top, okay? So you can get these from Michael's. Like I said, I take all the things off and I cleaned it already. I don't like anything, but I do leave this so I can write on it. Okay, so someone was asking me what kind of marker. You can get a wine glass marker. You know, wine glass markers, you can do like crafts on your wine glass. If you don't want to spend that kind of money, because again, it's expensive to get the, it's wine glass markers, or they're called paint markers. It's not that expensive. It's like $6.99. You can get a pack of 3 or so on, but you need markers. So I just use Sharpies. But I leave the white on here because I like to white, so you can use a Sharpie, so you can have that. So I already cleaned it with salt water and salt. I always do that. What else? So these are the oils that you should get. This is what I was doing yesterday when I was late, family. When I obsessed. So I have things like this. So I have protection oil. I always put protection on anything that I do with anything because protection is big for me. Fire of Love. I bought these cool oils. These are new to me. So if you get a chance, you don't have to get all these. A lot of people are like, I can't get all these things. You don't have to. I gave you a list and you can pick 1 or 2 things. You don't have to pick everything. You can get 1 or 2 things. So I gave you a wide consensus of things to get, but you don't have to use everything. 1 or 2 things are fine. So I saw this Fire of Love, which I felt was very twinny because it looks like twin flames on here. Okay, protection. This is patchouli oil, which is really good. I have patchouli. Okay. Road opener. I saw this yesterday. This is I have fun when I go out. Road opener. So this opens up the road for your twin flame. Love Me oil. This is Love Me. So you add a little drop of this to your twin flame candle. Okay. Strong. This is new. Like I said, I had fun yesterday because it's really, there's a place in Orlando where these are listen, why I bought so many of these is because they were so inexpensive. So this is only $1.99 per these. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was doing yesterday, family, when I was late because I was running. It was so much fun. So this one is Strong Love. So this is going to be on our twin flame. Now, if you don't have all these things, remember, we're doing it together. And part of you visually seeing me do it is you're putting your energy on it as well. So if you don't have all these things, our collective, by us doing it together, builds it more. So just by seeing me put all these things on and then you doing yours, we actually build we heighten it's almost like, you know, when a whole bunch of people visually see the Super Bowl, you know, when you see the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl, they do all this thing. We know that they visually need so many people to see the Super Bowl because it makes their ritual bigger. By us viewing it, we're fueling the ritual. So our energy will feed it. Okay. You can do it later. Anybody, when I do it Friday, I do it early. Super Bowls. Don't get me started. The guys hate when I say that. They get mad at me when I say that our sun stars. We're going to build it. So don't worry if you don't have everything. Get what you like to have. So this is Love Me oil. Like I said, I got these yesterday because they were so inexpensive. It was $1.99. So I thought it would be fun to do our twin flame with a lot of these oils. Irresistible, because you're going to be irresistible to your twin flame. So your twin flame will be like, oh, snap. Bomb.com. Make it shine. Success. You always put success on anything. So you want to make sure your manifestation for twinning is going to be successful. Okay. What else? I love this. So you see, I use this. I love my mistletoe. I got this at my admins went with me. There's a place that has a lot of metaphysical stuff. I get this as mistletoe. I love adding this. Mistletoe is really nice. It kind of amps up any sort of anything positive. It's not always love. It's for like success and things. Okay. Yeah, these oils will be nice in the bath. Hey, Natural, a new queen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Can you explain a little bit about an RH negative blood in African American and what point of view? Because that's what you are. Okay. So you're a brown person with O negative. Now, according to my research, the negative roots that are connected to what you consider to be brown folk are connected to the original bloodlines of the Anunnaki, not the Nega, the Anunnaki and another terrestrial connected to the Centaurians and the Martians. So the Centaurians are those tall, brown, remember I said, I don't want carbon, I don't like to use black because black means be black. So usually when I see negative roots with brown people, because the brown people who are terrestrials from this earth that are earthlings, that are even the subterraneans have positive roots, but the brown people who are negative aren't from here. Just like the lunars who have negative roots aren't from here, okay? So the brown people who have negative roots are usually connected to the Centaurians, the Martians from Mars, because there's a colony of brown people on Mars. You've seen the picture of the dreadlock woman walking on the surface, which most people like to deny. She's from Mars. There's a book about a man who talks about a futuristic when everything pops off on Earth, he goes up to Mars and there's a whole colony of brown people looking down at the Earth saying, we ain't getting involved, okay? Martians, a lot of the Moors, the Moorish people, the real Moors are Martians. They have negative roots, okay? There's not the lineage of the Nega, but the Anunnaki have negative roots. Okay, so not the Nega. The Nega have a connection to the serpent, to Sirius. there was a serpent queen who's mixed with the actual Anunnaki. That's where you get a lot of the copper glistening, almost like the serpent's eyes when you take pictures of them. That is more so the bloodline of the serpent. But the Anunnaki itself, the actual purebred Anunnaki, have, to my knowledge, the actual Anunnaki are only negative roots. The Olmecs are connected to the Martians as far as I'm concerned. The Olmecs, all those big brown heads that they're hiding in all parts of the Americas, they're covering up. I talked about the story about Delbert Blair talking about the trucker who called online. I heard the story. Nobody talks about that story. He said he went to Virginia, went into an underground tunnel, and they were covering up all these brown Olmec heads. Okay? That's all that bloodline. They're negative roots. Even some of the Lunars are connected to the Anunnaki bloodline from that set. Okay? Because the Lunars who have negative roots have a connection to the Draconians, also to the Tall Whites, also to some of the Zeta to Reticulans, but also they can be connected to the Anunnaki bloodline on that side. Okay? So that's just what I'm saying. So for those who are connected to that negative roots, especially a lot of brown people ask, because most people think that only people who have negative roots are Lunars. It isn't true. It isn't true. There's a huge, especially in the West Indies too. I didn't notice it until we did that show that time, and I noticed there was a lot of Haitians with negative roots, which drove me insane because I was like, wait a second, and I connected them on my phone. Big up to our Haitian family, who actually are connected to that negative roots. It threw me off because I didn't know that. I hadn't a clue until they would call on the show and they'd be like, oh, I'm negative. Oh, I'm negative. I was like, wait a second. And then I started to vet it out. There's a lot of negative in the Caribbean. And that personally is from, to my knowledge, from what I know, is to that Centaurian, the Martian. It's not just one. You can't take blood types. And there's blood types that don't even get noted because they won't tell you anymore your blood types because they don't want you to know. And some of you have not even been here for, some of you have blood type Z. They won't tell you anymore. The babies, they're not even giving your babies their blood types anymore. You got to fight to get your baby's blood type. So, you got a lot going on blood type wise. And I didn't upload a version from Splash. There's a movie about mermaids. I know many of you, I told you I was watching Splash the other night. I'm watching all the old movies. Splash with Dana Ohana and Tom Hanks. When he meets a mermaid, he falls in love. If you notice in the movie, I'll upload it. It's just a little scene. It's a little scene. I like to give you little scenes of something I noticed. In the scene, he says, I want to get married tomorrow, but we can get our blood types. We can get our blood types tonight, so we can get married tomorrow. Listen, I'm gonna upload it in the movie. He says in the movie, he says, hey, I want to get married, so we can get our blood types tonight, and then we could get married tomorrow. Why, family, are they letting you marry people who are not your blood type? This was just, what was this movie? I don't know. Is it in the 80s? He said, we can't get married until we get our blood types. My parents had to get a blood type before they got married, my aunt and uncles. Why are they not telling you to get your blood types? They're letting you marry all kinds of draconians and snakes and serpents. You're not supposed to mix with all these different species. O negative shouldn't be necessarily mating. If O negative, if you're a woman, you shouldn't be mating with any of the positive roost males. Why aren't they telling you that? Because your baby is going to have to get a shot because you as a species cannot give birth to, you will kill a positive roost from this planet because your family isn't from here. So why aren't they telling you that? I'm getting excited because that pisses me off. I have the scene from the movie. I'll share it with you later. It pisses me off because I'm the only person who talks about blood types, maybe because I studied genetics. Maybe that was me. But it pisses me off because in my family, we only mate with O positive. I'm an OG generationally. My family would only mate with O positives. Listen to me. And people think, is that possible? Yes. My father and mother only got together knowing their blood type. My grandmother, only the blood types. We only mate with our own. It doesn't matter what complexion you were, but if you are the same blood type, you come from the same species. If you start mating with all kinds, that's why a lot of our children come out with all kinds of craziness. I got with somebody who wasn't, my children came out O positive, but I got with someone who wasn't, he was a positive roost, but he wasn't even my blood type. He wasn't an O. You know what I mean? Because he's some sort of, I told you my ex was a reptilian, but, It is what it is. So, but I am mixed with it too. So, but you only should mate in your same species. So I hope I answered your question. I know I get angst. I'm sorry. I don't want to get, you had to get a shot. Yeah. I'm sorry. I hope I don't get too passionate with that. It just bothers me because they're not telling you to properly mate. We're mating with all kinds of different species of people, and we shouldn't. We can love each other. First of all, we can respect each other. And this is another thing that I want to make sure that I am clear. I can rock with anybody. I can, so long as you're healthy and you're not trying to hurt me or whatever. I could rock with you. I'm not judgmental in that way. But as far as mating, having sexual liaisons, it isn't healthy for us to sexually. People are having sex with people who are sucking them dry because they're not of the right blood type. An heirloom O shouldn't be mating with some of the subsidiaries. An O is the OG. That's the heirloom. The subsidiaries are the older ones. Now, it could flip mode because remember, I talked about in Brazil, which I took the video on. I only left it on Patreon because I got in a lot of trouble for that one. And I don't want to be extradited from the country because I talked about the fifth race, which was the O's. Okay. So A's are what I consider to be the nativos. That's what they say in Brazil. Big up to my Brazilians in the house. Nativos. Okay. A's are the nativos. A positives are the nativos of the planet. Okay. A's are the nativos. Okay. When you start off, just like in the beginning of an alphabet, they are the progenitors. They're the first progenitors. That's why when you talk to A's, they're very soft spoken. They're very questionable. Like they question things. They're very, very green because they're originals. They're not really about this craziness in life. They just started here. Okay. Then the others started to mix with them, started to create more blood types. O's are the end of that because O's were created from O's. A's are here. Then O's are the ones created from all others. Okay. But O is the conglomerate of all of them. So when O mates with others, they get sucked dry by its subsidiaries. Okay, so O shouldn't be mating with A's and ABs or B's because when they have sex with them, this video is going left. You okay with me? Are you guys okay with me discussing this? If you're okay with me discussing it, put a like on the video because I don't know if you want me to discuss the blood types because I obsess with this and not everybody is big into blood types. I personally am into blood types because that's what I studied and that's what I do and I just know that well. Okay, so you guys want to discuss it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's very important for us to mate within our lineage. It isn't prejudice. It isn't bias. It's healthiness. I always tell people all the time, and it's love. When you really love yourself and you feel healthy within yourself, you want to replicate yourself and you want to replicate your lineage. Only time people kind of waver on this is if they don't feel good about themselves or the society has certain things about how they look that they want to change. So I always tell people, when you look at my mates, many of you met Kirk. You'll probably meet my twin. When you look at them, they look like my family. You met Kirk. Kirk could be my uncle. He could be my brother. He could be my son. Not my son. I could be his daughter. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. I'm just saying, we look like the same kin. Because Florbone is okay replicating. If you look at my ex-husband, which some of you see on Facebook, some of you already know him, he looks like Kirk. The twin looks like Kirk and Mark. My ex. They all look alike. You know why? Because I wanted to replicate myself. I'm okay with that. And I wanted to mate with those who have a general look of me. So when you're healthy and you feel good about yourself, you generally tend to mate with people from your same lineage, blood types. Okay, when we are traumatized and we're cruel and we feel, or people tell us we aren't good enough or we're ugly. Now, sometimes you'll have a thinner person who will be attracted to a thicker person. That's healthy. That's part of survival. That's like a genetic. We fix ourselves genetically. So I'm a little thickums. My ex-husband was very thin and lean. Okay, so the children come up more balanced. That's a little different. So I picked someone. It's not that I was attracted. I like tall men. I like big tall men. I like them. So I picked somebody I'm more lofty even though I come from very petite people, I look more like an Amazonian. I'm more, not tall, but I'm more lofty and thick. So I picked someone who's a little more tall and lean, and he comes from the Cherokee. His background, he comes from more of the Cherokee. His grandma was a full-blooded Cherokee. So I picked someone of that lineage, okay? But same roots, positive, okay? So it's important for you to mate with those. And if you don't have children yet, Pavel said he's a tall man. Yeah, I like him tall. Kirk is a little more average. He's probably the most average. Most of you know Warren, who I used to also date back in the days. He's 6'7". I like tall men. I do. I appreciate that. I'm almost 5'9". So with me, I'm almost 5'9". Like I'm like 5'8.5" or a little above that. So I like tall men. I just like tall, lean men who look similar to my family dynamics. So, someone said, are you judging people who change, who date the opposite? I don't judge you, but I know how you feel about yourself by what you choose. So if you're choosing someone extremely different lineage-wise, it's because you have insecurities about yourself. It's a fact. When we love ourselves, we replicate ourselves. It's common sense. And I wish people weren't so sensitive about that, because I'm coming more from a healthy genetics point of view. So when you have an appreciation for your own gene pool, you want to replicate. Because someone was yelling at a lunar girl for only wanting to date blue-eyed, blonde-hair men. She's blue-eyed and blonde hair. Her father was blue. Why would you be upset about her? Because she doesn't want to mate with brown males. She's healthy. She wants to mate with people who look like her, who come from her social, economical, and also her visual and phenotype background. That's healthy. It shows that she likes herself. She likes herself. When people, remember, now mixing is different. There's different reasons why people mix as far as phenotype. And I told you, people are being traumatized. Anybody's been traumatized in their family, meaning that someone in their family called them blackie. A lot of brown people can relate to this. People in their family called them nappy hair, blackie, made them feel less about themselves. So they grow up in a society that isn't upholding their phenotype as a positive thing. That internalizes, and then they choose something to remedy that. So they'll choose a child. They usually get with someone very fair skin or with straighter hair to remedy what they think is a lesser quality. That's why I say it's very relative. When I know healthy people, that means they choose someone of the same demographics. If somebody teases you about your lips and booty, you may date a man who's more lean and has more finite features because you've been traumatized. Okay, so it's very rational, and that's why I say for everyone, just be rational about this conversation and stop hitting on people who like themselves, because it is healthy to replicate yourself. If you're trying to remedy something that you think is off, you'll be with somebody who you feel will remedy it. So when you see a lot of this brown people mixing with lunars, that has to do with those remedying those aspects of themselves that they feel are lesser. A lot of times in the sports arena, a lot of brown men had not felt good about themselves, and all they saw in their household with brown women was degradation, struggle. They saw her being abused. So they're not going to pick a brown woman because that is a representation of struggle. Okay? Coming from a clinical standpoint, I know this is a fact. So he will pick a woman who's the opposite of that, who he feels has more privilege, who will give him offspring that is considered to be in the matrix standard more attractive. And this is where I say trauma. Now, when you're in a society where brown is a negative, everybody will choose brown because brown is a quality on this earth that's necessary to live under the sun. It is what it is. So back in the days, a lot of people picked, if they were very fair, they would only pick darker people because it was a healthy genetic quality to have to protect their skin from the sun. So I'm just giving you that point of view. I know a lot of people ask that, and it isn't judgment. I just know things from a more rational point. I'm very balanced. There isn't any bias or prejudice here. There isn't. Now, when it comes to like complexion and stuff, I'm probably the most balanced that you'll ever meet on YouTube as far as that's concerned. I'm heightened in self-awareness. I have a love for myself. Remember, I'm unapologetic. I'm a thickums. I like men who are taller and thinner. because I'm a thickums. And it may not be that, but subconsciously I like men who are that. And men who are tall and lean, who are always called skinny, they like thick women like me. For me, listen, when I was dating, and I don't really have a lot of boyfriends, but when I dated, my boyfriend was 6'7". He loved me thick. He did. And I wasn't really thicker like I have children now, but he loved me thick. He liked the whole concept of me. You know what I mean? Because I was what he wanted to remedy. We didn't have children, but that's what he liked. You know what I mean? So it's okay to do that, but I know why you choose what you choose. But you should only mate in your same species. So if you're negativerse, only mate with negative. If you're a woman who's a negative, you only should choose negative roots. Negative, yes. Caribbean men love thick women. They have a healthy, because they see that as motherhood. You know what I mean? That's very motherly to choose a thick woman. A lot of men, if a man likes it, it's a motherly looking quality. So sometimes when Caribbean men tend to be very healthy in that way. They're very healthy. They see women who are more lofty as a sign of health, good health. That's a very Afrocentric kind of quality too. Men of color tend to like women a little loftier and thicker because it reminds them of their mothers. Okay, so that's just what it is. I went off. So am I okay? I think I went off on a rampage. Mate within your species. That's it. Mate within your species. That's it. And be unapologetic about it. Okay, and know your blood type. And very much so. Make sure that you ask people before you have sex with them what blood type they are. It's irresponsible. Me as a geneticist, it's irresponsible for you to have sex with someone who you aren't clear of their lineage. Because when you have sex, you should always have sex with someone with the probability that if a child came from that union, it's all good. Okay? If she can't let you see her without a weave or makeup, that's a sign you shouldn't mate with her. You should know what you're mating with. You should be able to see a woman. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with weaves, but I'm saying you should know what her hair texture is and be okay with it. And you should know what her face looks like and be okay with it. When people mask themselves, you have to be concerned that they don't like themselves. And if they don't like their phenotype, you may not like their phenotype when you make children with them. Okay? And that's keeping it real. People won't talk about that. But, a lot of men will have children with a woman that they wouldn't like that child, the way that child showed. And it isn't shallow, it's very human. So know what you're mating with. If someone's putting all kinds of foundation or issues, and then all of a sudden, the child comes 12, the child has complexion issues because, you just got to keep it real. Know who you're mating with. I know men who love women as they are, with weave and without. But if he does not like how you look without your hair, your natural hair, and without makeup, that isn't somebody who's for you. And actually, that's why we have a lot of children that are imbalanced in our world, because there's a lot of lies, women getting rhinoplasty. A lot of the women from Jewish backgrounds that I knew that are very wealthy. I grew up in a healthy, I'm in Mount Vernon. So I grew up with a lot of healthy, financially, socio-economically higher class, lunars, and they would get nose jobs a lot from the time they were like, sometimes 15. And they get rhinoplasty, or they would get cheek implant, all kinds of weird things like that, bottom implant. I don't know. It's crazy. And then the husbands would have children that had bigger noses. And they would talk about the children's noses and make them feel bad. That's a problem because they got with a woman who changed herself. She shapeshifted herself, and now he has children that he feels have to shapeshift themselves. It's unnatural. Get with a woman. If you're okay with her nice, beautiful nose, her nose is a little longer or a little loftier, then that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Love, if you don't like people with big noses, you shouldn't be sleeping with them. And if she's had a nose job and you know it, and you see a picture of her previously, and that's not somebody you would naturally mate with, it's because it's not chemistry. You wouldn't have chemistry in that kind of way. You shouldn't mate with them. You should mate with people who love themselves. If you don't love yourself, then you're mating with someone like yourself. But if you love yourself, you should be okay mating with someone the same. That's all. You got carrots for me, Marcus. Yeah, I mean, it's just, every time I mated with a man, first thing is with the men that liked me originally, is the first thing they would say right when they got with me is, I want to have children with you. When a man says that, I get a little scary though, because men like to say that with me when they first get with me. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of boyfriends, so I don't have a lot of intel recording that. But what he's saying to me is he wants to, I'm the gene pool that he wants to give birth to. He wants me to give birth to. That's what he's saying. So it's a healthy thing when a man says, I used to get scared because I'll be like, he's going to try to knock me up. But what it is, he's saying to you that he's okay having children replicated in your gene pool. Okay. And if you get with a man also, if we talk about physicality, we're talking about phenotypes and blood types. Energetically, it means something too. If you get with a man who's done a lot of dirt, you take on his karmic debt, and you bring children onto this earth who have that karmic debt. So it's very important for you to mate with people, men and women, that have an accrued karmic debt to the point where that will go to your offspring. So if he was a murderer and he went around killing people and you give birth to his seed, that seed takes on the father's karmic debt. Remember, children pay for their father's crimes. So make sure if you're mating with someone, you find out if they were a drug dealer, there's a karmic debt to that because that's a form of murder and genocide. If you got with someone whose ancestors used to have slaves or kill people, that's also a karmic debt. So if you come from a lineage of the same names of people who used to have slaves, there's a debt to that comes onto your children. Okay, so just know what you're mating with. Know the family dynamics. A lot of people just sleep with people and don't even know what their mother looks like. You know what I mean? It's not about just having children though. Knowing someone's lineage, because you take on those frequencies. Just know who you're with. It's okay. If you're okay with somebody who does certain things, that's cool. But transparency should always be key. They may not always be honest with you, but the universe realizes if they've lied to you, that karma stays on them. But if you ask them, the universe also realizes that you required. Someone scratched me. See what happens? Someone didn't like this conversation. Look at this. Someone scratched me energetically. You bastard. When you don't like me talking about this, don't be mad. Be glad. They all scratch me on the feet when I talk about something you don't like. You see this? Oh, it comes on. Nasties. Don't worry, I'll get you later. All right. I went on a clear I wanted a clear rant. Okay, so any more questions about genetics so we can go on? Flirting before dark. Okay. What else? Oh, I have road opener. Yeah, they give me scratches every once in a while. So I have road opener. This is another one I got yesterday. And like I said, for everyone, I got these for $1.99. Flirting didn't go crazy. They were $1.99. I thought they were good. Bend over oil. That's interesting. I have a woman bending over. I thought this was good. It's kind of like allowing the yielding of the twin flames. So do this. Oh, mixed people. You want me to talk about mixed people? I think I talked about that. Attraction. For mixed people, again, I said most people mix. Now, there's different kinds of bend over. Yeah, I don't know. This bend over oil. I felt like this was, they said you can use this a little bit to like allow someone to yield into the twin flame, because some twin flames like to fight it. We're only doing this for twin flames. We never manipulate someone's energy. For those who are mixed, so I've talked about this already. There's different kinds of mixing, and I talked about the one which is based on trauma in collective, like sociological traumas that are being projected into society. So if brown people are in home court advantage and lunars are in home court advantage, the general consensus is that people will want to lighten up their skin. Now we're in a different home court advantage now. So it isn't patriarchal and it isn't lunar based. So it's more native based and it's more balanced in matriarchy. So that's why you're seeing a lot of people go more brown as opposed to more lunar. Back in the days, more people wanted to be lighter based on the general energies that lunars were in home court advantage. So it was more advantageous for you to have lighter children with straighter hair. Gave you more opportunities. They were also seen as more attractive. That was the general consensus. So if you come from a lineage that was lightening itself up or by rape, because a lot of this was, there's a lot of rapes that happened, going into I mean, previous to the 60s, it was illegal for you to mate with others. So previous to the 60s, it was illegal. So remember Sidney Poitier's movie, Guess Who's Coming Home for Dinner? Remember how long ago that was? Before that movie, that was the introduction of the mixing, the allowing into mixing. But before that movie, anybody who was mating with each other, most likely it was it was coming from a forced position, meaning that even a slave would want to sleep with the master because she had more, if you believe in slavery, was here, because there's all forms of enslavement, even, you know, in almost like a corporate way. It's like sleeping with your boss. Your boss shouldn't be sleeping with you, but it's more advantageous for you to sleep with your boss because you get more perks. So if you sleep with your boss, he gives you days off, he lets you come in when you want. It's kind of like slave to master to slave. It's kind of like that. So even with the natives and indigenous, you know, if a woman slept with some of the colonized people, it's because she felt safe, especially when they were killing off all the indigenous males. So she felt safe, and that colonizer, it's almost like Stockholm syndrome, he would protect her because she would give birth to his offspring, okay? So that kind of collective imbalance usually happened with mulattoes pre-60s, okay? So if you're a mulatto from pre-60s, that's most likely how you were created, or generationally, because it was forced mating based on advantageous, based on, you know, the advantageous, it was more advantageous for you to do so, your ancestors to do so, okay? Now, choice mating and mixing, I can't say it until post-60s. Post-60s, you got to be careful too, because again, if you come as a person who is the subsidiary of a society, you're not mating with someone by choice. You're mating with them based on a necessity for survival, for giving upgraded children. Okay, so you know, you gotta, now a lunar who's choosing to mate with a brown person, I feel like that may come from more of a legitimate position based on the fact that they were in home court advantage, and if they're actually loving a brown person, it's really more legitimate because they're actually stepping out into something, stepping down in society. Listen, I don't mean it's downward. Genetically, it's healthy because we're living under the sun. It's more advantageous to have melanin in your skin. So for the lunar, actually, it's healthy for her or him to want to mate with a brown person. But for a brown person to want to mate with the lunar, it's coming from Stockholm syndrome. It's coming from an unhealthy position. It's a fact. And it's unfortunate. Maybe now it'll change because we're going into another collective form of consciousness. But for a brown person I see when brown people do it, it's coming from Stockholm syndrome, and they don't like themselves. When lunars do it, I don't see it as the same. It's coming from a healthier disposition. So who's mating depends. So if you have a lunar male who's choosing a brown male, he's doing it for genetic survival, number one. Lunars are what I consider to be European background. That's it. I don't say black and white. I say, you know, because I think they're negative terms. There aren't any white people. White is like, the only white, if you're white, you can't even, you'll see them. White is not something I acknowledge, and black is not what I acknowledge. I don't think it's healthy because there's no such thing as white and black. There's brown, there's melanin dominant, there's copper and carbon people, and there's lunars, which I consider to be a mix of like tan, yellows, you know, beautiful hues in that arena. So I don't like to use those terms because I don't like them, so I don't use them. It's all terms of endearment when it comes to complexions, because I don't consider you different races, I consider you different complexions. You know what I mean? Complexionism. Albinos are white, but that's also a form of recessive genes, and that's coming from societal imbalance. Okay, albinism isn't natural. It's a recessive quality that comes from an imbalance environmentally, or some sort of anomaly that comes up in the gene pool. Okay, and albinos, that's why they can't be under the sun, and people who are very, very fair can be under the sun. They need to live more so, you know, it's just like little things that have to live in bark. They have to live in darkness because they're not natural to the surface of the planet. There's a lot of fair-skinned people inside the earth, but on the surface it's rare. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of lunars who are mixed, who are actually brown people on the surface. If they're living on the surface and they have melanin, they're just lighter-skinned brown people, because everything on the planet started off brown. What did I say? What was I talking about? Oh, mixing. So if you're mixing at this point, it's different, and I view it as different. Like I said, if you're a lunar and you're choosing brown people, you're actually healthier because you know that the planet is changing. There's going to be 2 and 3 suns. It's more advantageous for you to mate with a brown person. When a brown person dates a lunar or is choosing a lunar, it means something is going on with them as far as self-esteem and how they feel about themselves. It's just, I just know that for a fact. Unless, the only time you see that is if they haven't had choices of brown people in their social network. So there's brown people, if a brown person goes to school with just a whole bunch of lunars, his choices might just be based on what's available to him, and vice versa as a female. If she's only living amongst lunars and she's going to school and neighborhood-wise, social, where's my, did they shut off my feed? Because I don't see anyone. Yeah, if they're just, but if I see families, like I have somebody who I liked, and his ex's wife's children are brown skin, and both children are older now. They only choose lunars to mate with. His family's a little different. They have an issue with how they look, so they're trying to remedy it by mixing. Okay, they don't like the way they look. They have a problem with themselves. That's what I'm saying, self-awareness. I know how healthy somebody is by the choices they make as far as partnership. If a brown person is choosing partnership that looks that adverse to themselves, I know that they're suffering from some sort of issue with self-esteem, maybe traumatized, and they're choosing people to remedy whatever they feel is wrong with them. That's it. They can do what they do. Everybody can do what they do. It's a beautiful life. Everyone chooses what is for them, and I don't really choose that now. You're mixed to I mixed with brown, but how can you lunar male with a melanin person if the melanin person does not want them? Rape, a lot of brown women get raped still to this day. A lot of the missing brown women, the biggest sex trafficking industry is mostly brown women. Okay. So that's why I tell people all the time, don't believe the hype, because if brown women were the most unattractive on the planet, they wouldn't be the most sexually trafficked. Okay. Brown women are the most sexually trafficked women on this planet. They are considered to be the most sexually alluring to all complexions. If not, they wouldn't be sexually trafficked. The number one, this is what I'm saying, people have to be rational, because I remember there was a conversation like with, quote unquote, white supremacists talking about, oh, brown people are monkeys. If that's the case, then they wouldn't be sleeping with them. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be sleeping with them in the mass droves. They're kidnapped on the highest level, and they're used in sex trafficking. When I went to Brazil, all European men were coming to Brazil to sleep with the brown women. They weren't coming to Brazil to sleep with the lunar women. They were coming directly to sleep with the brown women. So there needs to be some transparency and some honesty about what's going on the planet. Brown women are considered to be the most sought after. That's why they're kidnapped and raped and subjugated the most. It's a fact. That couldn't be some I make up. It is fact. Okay? Is it right? Absolutely zero. Little lunar children are trafficked as well. Lunar children, they're actually, especially amongst the Middle Easterners, they like to get little lunar children. But the majority, I'm talking about, if I had to do a consensus, and this is a fact, you can look up the census of who's missing. The majority of women that are missing are brown women. The majority of women that are kidnapped in Africa are brown women. The majority of women around the world that are most sought after and trafficked are brown women. It's a fact. There are lunar girls, obviously, disgustingly, that are taken as well, but the majority are brown women. Okay? So, if you aren't realizing who's the most sought after on this planet, it is them. That's why they're the most oppressed and most subjugated to abuses. Okay? And it could be socioeconomically involved too, because obviously brown people on the planet are the most subjugated. Okay? Based on the numbers. Okay, so look, people don't realize when you talk to Flurburn, I'm highly educated, even though I'm a little flighty. I'm highly educated. I'm well traveled, and I come from a culture where I've been exposed to so much diversity. So I'm rational in how I discuss things, and I suffer from zero bias and prejudice. That's the wonderful thing about me, because I do have that kind of like mindset, and I'm a little more seasoned. So I come from where there isn't any hostility. Like, you'll see some women they're a little hostile, they're brown women, they're hostile because they feel insecure. There isn't any hostility. I know my worth because I know what I'm worth on the planet. So there isn't any upset. I'm okay with how I look, how my hair shows up, how my children, what I birth. I'm okay with that. So I come from more balance. The more you love yourself, is the more balance you'll show up in the world. The less, if you see hostile people cursing out lunars, cursing out all white people, that's what they say, or lunars cursing out all brown people, it's because they're not centered. They're not balanced. Because if they were, when you love yourself, you could care less about everybody else. You're okay with everybody else. That's what I'm saying. There isn't anything we have to be mad about. Don't worry about white supremacy or black power, what is it called? Black, it isn't necessary, because when someone truly loves themselves, they're not so adverse to others. Because I'm okay with me. Someone said, why do you only date brown men? I'm brown. I'm okay with me. I see a lot of sexy lunar men. I can acknowledge a sexy lunar man. There's a lot of good looking lunar men. It doesn't mean I want to mate with them because I find them attractive. You know what I mean? I'm okay with me. So, and there's a lot of sexy brown women, there's a lot of beautiful lunar women, beautiful curly blonde hair, blue eyes, brown eyes, beautiful porcelain skin. They're beautiful, but I'm okay with me. I could sit with my lunar homegirls and still feel good about me. You know what I mean? If you look at my consensus of who I hang around, you've met Paula. Paula's very blonde hair. Well, she had dark hair originally. Big up to Paula. She was in Brazil with me. She's thin. I can hang out with her because I'm okay with me. And when we sit together, there's a healthiness in how men see me and her. There's no aversion to that. So I'm saying, when you like yourself, you're not so adverse to other people. Okay? What do I think about homosexuality? What is there to talk about with homosexuality? What do you mean? Homosexuality shows up just like what I talked about with mixed people. There's more of that on the planet because there's been a lot more genetic modification, and there's been a lot more chemicalization. Okay? So gay people show up beautiful. We got to be careful when we talk about that because there's such a heightened, sensitivity to it, which I understand. But that shows up because we have a lot more chemicalization. Whenever you have something that, and remember, I'm coming from a genetic point of view. So whenever you see a heightened in something that is not a progenitor of creating life or procreating life, it means that something has been altered in the environment. Okay? Started off with the frogs. Okay? The leaching of the atrazine or the BPA, the plastics that have a lot of estrogen. A lot of mothers were giving their sons soy. Okay? There's a lot of vaccines that have a lot of chemical alterations that also mess with the hormonal production in males, mostly males. Okay, so you're gonna get a heightened amount of males who like to mate with other males. Okay, it's a societal thing, but it is what it is. Everything is supposed to be what it is. Okay, so people are like, well, there's a lot of gay males. If you are concerned about gay males showing up, if you're concerned about it, because there was a whole thing on like gay males. Somebody was bashing gay males. I said, listen, why are you upset with them being what they are? Oh, but they're not procreating. They're not going to create children. So just by the nature of them mating with each other kind of offsets their gene pool. So it's a form of genocide is what it is. So if gay males show up and they love each other and what it is, and it bothers you, in a rational sense, you should know that they've omitted their gene pool by the nature of them not mating with females. So that in itself, that's why I said it's part of what's happened, but it's also taking out their it takes out their genes being it takes out the possibility of them even replicating that aspect in the gene pool. Now, when gay males start mating with females, then you might start seeing children that become more ambiguous. Okay, most gay males don't want to sleep with females. So by the nature of that, I don't think we should even judge them in that way. If that's what you're thinking that it's going to cause, like it's an infection, it isn't. It actually is a form of, genetic annihilation. That's why you're seeing a lot more brown males that are showing up with that disposition, because A lot of them, as a geneticist, I've seen it. Now, on a personal level, I'm okay with people loving each other. You know what I mean? I prefer to see males love someone else, and it's in a loving way, than anything else. And also, gay males tend to be okay with females a lot more than more aggressive males. So in the nature of it, we're going into the matriarchal line. That's what I'm saying, it's all balanced, because we're going into a more matriarchal, more divine feminine. And gay males tend to have that very feminine, very soft nature, where they're not as patriarchal and not as heinous, usually. So because of that, they would be more permissive in a society that's becoming more divine female, okay? As opposed to, more aggressive males that are more patriarchal and that, patriarchal in behavior. So as far as females mating with females, that was more natural. And you listen to what I said. Females mating, the planet used to be totally females. And it was all females, and they gave birth through the process of parthenogenesis. So when females start mating with females more, which I don't see it happening heightened, females always did that, the planet was like that. So, is that a bias? No, it's just nature. There were only females, and they didn't really mate with other females. They bonded. They unioned. They may have had a union with another female in a more tribal sense. But as far as sex, they didn't require males at the time in order to replicate themselves. So it was a little different. So I just, so don't hate anyone because they're anything. Everybody shows up as they are. And just know that there's been a genetic and an alteration in the chemical component of our soil and of our environment. And whatever you have an imbalance in the environment, people, animals, and trees and everything will show up imbalanced. And that will show up in the hormonal makeup of men and women. That's all. So, but love everybody. If somebody is healthy, love them. And I don't want to sit here and say, oh, gay men are only the product of hormonal imbalances. It doesn't matter how anybody shows up. It's that we are respectful and we honor them, because there's other ET groups that only like males. There are ET groups, and then we got some of the celestial mix in here with reptilians. Remember I told you that the Centaurians only like to be amongst other males. Males. They're not really, they mate with females. Centaurians mate with females only because it's a necessity, but that's not what they do. There are other ET groups that are same-sex based or asexual. So if we start getting in the realms of this, you got to take away the judgment, because I know it bothers you because there are different forms of behavioral patterns that aren't part of what you consider to be human or earth behavior, but it is what it is, okay? And I prefer to love you and respect you for whatever you show up, as long as you're healthy and you're treating people well. That's fine. I could care of you brown, green, white, gay, in between. Because I have a lot of beautiful gay males that are absolutely some of the most loving beings. And they're actually just loving to children, and I wanted to say this. There was never a time, let me change my verbiage. There wasn't ever a time I was equating gay males to being pedophiles. That is totally different. Totally different. Because you're a gay male does not make you a pedophile. I think I made a video and there was some people were thinking that I was equating gay males to pedophiles. It just so happens that a lot of pedophiles have a lot of homosexual behavior. It doesn't make it one and the same. So it's very different. I know a lot of very gay males that are very protective of children. I mean, hyper protective of children. Hyper. So let me state that, because I think in one video, it may have been a little ambiguous how I was talking about it. I know the difference. Pedophiles are pedophiles. Pedophiles sleep with dogs. These are the type of, they're trisexuals. Most people who are pedophiles are also have on the lines of, bestiality. They would practice forms of bestiality. They would also practice forms of necrophilia. A lot of people who would do things that are out of order or imbalanced sexually are beings that are not normal. they're imbalanced chemistry wise, and also they probably have attachments to beings or entities that aren't even human. So most pedophiles, if you look at their practices on a scale, they would have sex with a corpse, they would have sex with an animal. So that's what I'm saying. Don't equate people that are in the homosexual community with that, because that's not always the case. And generally, it is most likely not the case. It just so happens why they get lumped in, pedophiles get lumped into pedophilia gets lumped into the homosexual, the LGBT community, is because they know that they can get in there because there's so many different terms and different waves of behavior. So that's why they're lumped in with pedophiles and lumped into the LGBT community, which should be an insult to that community, because it's saying that, you know, them being put in there is dirtying up the pot. So you have people who are quote unquote heterosexuals thinking that all of you are pervs because the government has nicely sit them comfortably in your niche. They dirtied up your pond with these perverts. And these perverts rape children, they don't care, they rape dogs, they're sick. They're sick in the realms of what we consider to be human. Let me state that. Okay? A lot of these beings aren't even human. They're actually others. So we can't even, you know, and many of you know these beings by what they do as children, okay? So I hope I answered questions. This alignment bringing out all the past and future lines. It is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I also notice my mind is working a little more balanced, if you notice. Even me talking, like my mind is less fractured. Like even when I'm talking to you, I feel a sense of balance in how I'm speaking to you. Almost like another versions of myself that were more balanced kind of merged with me. So as my thoughts are going, I said to myself in my mind, I was like, I have more clarity. Yeah, I'm not shuddering, right? I have more clarity in my mind. It's the merging of the timelines. Big up to all the versions of Fleur Broom. Big up to the Fleur Broom from the left, the right, the north, the south. Big up to the Fleur Brooms. Big up to all the versions of you. I appreciate it. I need more balance in my life, and I appreciate, that's why I said with the merge, I'm okay being merged with all aspects of myself, because that fractured versions of ourselves were causing us to always have splintered thoughts, we always felt incomplete. Once we merge with ourselves, it's like completion. It's like, okay, I'm back to myself. This is a full version of Fleur Broom, as opposed to Fleur Broom that was one way, but had splinters of herself that needed to be incorporated. But it's all good, family. We're gonna have to accept everything, because hopefully with this convergence of all timelines and the collapsing, I love this, because in the celestial aspect of the collective, that as far as the galactics, we can probably be merged with our galactic family, because a lot of times they won't interact with many people based on our own prejudice and biases. But once we're more holistic and less judgmental or sick in that way, it makes it easier for the celestials to come in full contact with us. So I have a feeling that this absolutely will cause a rippling effect of our connectivity to our galactic family, because we'll be more balanced. And there'll be more overt interaction with us, which I love. This I love. Because they'll talk to aspects, they'll talk to us, but more so one-on-one, not as a collective. But we needed that collective connection to our galactic, less subgroup. Okay, so I love that. You can see my freckles started to show up. Yeah, I have freckles. My I have a niece who that's why I said I get this from my my mother. No, my mother, does she have freckles? I think she does. My grandmother has freckles. So my grandmother is considered Chabine. Chabine, we call Chabine. I told you what that means in French. Chabine is a fair skin with red hair. She has very, very red hair. So I come out with the freckles, but I have a niece that comes out with freckles, very fair, and really light hair. How I saw my son, I have a son that I guess merged with me, and I dream about him. So I have a son who has lighter hair, freckles like mommy. He looks like me and whoever I have the child with. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, thank you. Freckles, I never really noticed it. I wore glasses. You probably started seeing me wear glasses. I wore glasses I wore glasses my whole life. So most people, it was probably odd for more people who went to college with me and high school with me, who who actually were used to seeing me with glasses all the time. It's probably more odd for them to not. That's why I said I'm a geek. I'm a geek. People think I'm like some sort of like, I'm a geek. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You ever face full of freckles, Jennifer? Oh, yeah, I'm okay with freckles. You know, I have one. Do my daughters have freckles? I don't think my daughters have freckles. They might have a one. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think they have freckles. Do they? No, my little ones. I don't think they have freckles. I do. Oh, my little one does. She has a light colored. You know, she has like the skin thing that comes along with, coming from that. You know, daddy's reptilian line in that Cherokee. Sex is the marrying of two beings. Yes, it is, Nisi. Okay, so are we good with this? So family, yeah. So I hope you have everything ready for our beautiful twin flame. Just the convergence alone with all the Mandelas, I have a feeling our twin flames are like right on the heels of us right now. Well, I know my twin flame, but I'm saying, and also let me state this. By doing the twin flame collective manifestation on Friday together, because I'm twinning and some of the twins are joining us, it's going to heighten your ability to twin. So just don't be shocked. Oh yes, please like the video for 473 people in here. I appreciate the likes because it also lets YouTube know that we give a thumbs up, and they, you know, they will stop questioning my videos. I don't know why they care. I don't know why they care what we talk about. You know, we're such a small little niche in the collective. I love it because it makes these videos more. I think it's nice for us to talk to each other in this way. I feel more personalized with it, and I think you guys do because you all know each other. So I like that. So you know, but just know in this timeline collapsing, your twin flames are right on your heels. I have a feeling it's going to spark all the twin flames. I'm excited. So listen, I have all the stuff here. Don't worry about getting everything. I put it in the community and also it's on my IG. You don't have to get everything. One or two things are fine because we're doing it all together. So kind of like if you get something we don't have, you know what I mean? Like I have all my crystals. Where are my crystals? Where did I put all my other crystals? Okay. When I say the crystals that my daughters made, look at the crystal. My daughters made crystals. Yeah, this is mommy. Look, my daughters made this crystal. They put herbs on it. Look, my little ones made this crystal. Isn't it cute? It took them like only 2 days. No, a week. And they made their own crystal. We put it in the dark. And you know, you can get this, if you want to do it with your children, it's fun. You can get this from like Michael's or those places and you can make your own crystals. And they did it. And we put it underneath the sink. And, you know, in the darkness in the sink. And look how beautiful. So we can use this, and it has herbs. They put herbs on it. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. And then, you know, I have a lot of my crystals. This is, wait, I wanted to use, okay. So I have, this one actually was yellow, but I put it, I remember I just dug my crystals out, family. So don't forgive me because I dug all my crystals out of the ground. Remember I couldn't find them? I buried all my crystals during my fast. So this is the one that really, this is really good. The names, I have all the names written down. I don't know them, but this is actually really good for the love. You'll see this in a lot of rings, wedding rings. I love this. This is one of the, yeah, they're kind of clean now. I dug them out of the ground. I washed them, but you know, sometimes I have to rewash them. So I have all the crystals that we'll use. You know, remember you have your rose quartz. You put this, you're going to put this in the candle because when you put them in the candle, we'll do this Friday, but I'm just showing you, like in candles, nice and clean. And, you know, I'm going to show you how to dress it and everything. But you put these in the candle, and they don't ruin them. You just put them in when you burn them. And when the candle's all done, your crystals, you can retrieve them, okay? So just get all your crystals. I put all the names of the crystals, the best for this. Like, I love jade. Jade is a beautiful one. Also, Labradine was the Labradine. Malachite is actually nice. What's the other one? There's quite a few crystals I put in there. Now this one has smells like trees. I love this. It's amazing. You can wear jade on your wrist. I can't find my yoni. The only thing, oh, a moldavite is very good. I can't find my yoni crystals. I think I buried them somewhere. I'm serious, family. I bury my crystals and I forget where. Maybe the other versions of myself will find it. I just found these crystals. Like this one has to be clean. This is my big rose quartz that I bathe in. I just found it. I couldn't. I buried it before the fast and I couldn't even find any of my crystals. I'm out of control. I'm out of the control. I'm out of the control. And these beads, which I love, I bought these to put around. I love these. Oh, aren't they so pretty? They remind me of mermaids. So I put this around. So I'm going to address this. Remember, I'm going to put it around my candle to make it look beautiful. I dress my candles with like beads and stuff. So, you know, I put it like that. And, you know, you can get stickers. You can get stickers of like the beach and things like that. And remember, for those who have markers, so you do pink or green markers, I leave the white tag here so I can kind of write on it still. But you can get wine glass markers, which are a little more costly. If we want to do it, listen, if you want to do it as on a budget, you don't have to do these things. We're doing it together. But you can get the wine glass markers if you will. I like to have them because they're cool because you can, you know, I love glasses. As you see, I collect a lot of glasses from like France and Germany and from Prague. I love crystal glasses and stuff. I love to drink out of beautiful goblets. I get beautiful gifts. People know how much I love my glassware. You know, even when I do parties, I love to use my glasses because my grandmother taught me, always drink from your champagne glass. Never leave it. You know what I mean? She said, why dust up your glasses? So they're always clean, ready for company. So if I have company, I love having my, who's that? Oh, my ex is texting me. He said, enjoy lunch, my loves. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. My ex keeps texting me. Enjoy lunch, my love. You see this? He's trying to come in my timeline, family. Rebuke him for me, please. Rebuke him. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know if he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I think he has Florbrun on his mind, and he needs to get it away. Rebuke you. We don't want problems. He's texting me. Oh my God. Oh, as long as he doesn't fly up here, I'm good. If he flies to Florida, family, it might be on and popping. You might see me regress. It might be a fight. I thought Hitler's reign was over. They trying to do a remix. Hitler's regime is trying to do a remix. Jika, 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 boom. Anyway, so these are the crystals that you have. I put them all in a bowl. These are the crystals I have in a bowl right now because these are the ones I'm going to use for our Twin Flame Friday. And I have these. So I love these. They have these little, do you see these little powder things? These are really cute. These were $1.99 too. Listen, I love getting stuff like this. Like if you order these online, they probably cost like $10. But look at this. Let me see what it smells like. I got these for, I can't even open it. How do you open this? Smell that. Look at that. So pretty, right? So pretty. It smells so good. It smells like flowers. I love that. That smells really good. I like that. I got that. What else did I get? Attraction. Let's see. Attraction. I know I'm smelling all these. I didn't open them yesterday. I want to open these. Hold on. Ooh. I'm going to put these on our candle tomorrow. Look, attraction. Look at that. Look at that. It smells so good. Ooh. I love this smell. They smell so yummy. I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. And then I showed you this candle already, right? This is listen, you know what I thought was interesting? I'm gonna take my tag off. You know what was interesting about this candle? I have sparkles on me. Oh, where did I get the sparkles? Oh, because remember I have sparkles. I have sparkles on the table. I don't know where I got them from. I got this from the same place. But you know what was interesting, family? Because I always look at what the collective is doing. There was only one left. There were other candles of other colors. So we're in the right time for twin flaming because I found I saw the candle, I was like, oh, that looks very twinny. And I was like, but why is there only one pink left? There was like black and other things, I guess, for clearing. I thought it was interesting. So whenever I see one of something, like people are buying them up, because you know all the the witches, the Santerians, they all do things. they're all on the alignment. You know, I'm not really into all that stuff. So whenever I see the Santerians or Voodoons get stuff and there's only one left, so it was one left, I was like, oh, so we're in the right frequency because they're doing it. So I got this, and this is going to be a twin flame. That's what I'm saying, family. Don't worry about it because I got it. So by watching the video, we're all collectively doing it. This is our candle, basically. So it's ours, okay? So I'll do this tomorrow, and then I'm going to kind of write on it. We'll probably do this. We'll do this off Friday. Remember to get like a pen or something so we can write on it. Always clear your stuff. This has to be, I didn't clean this one yet. I cleaned this candle. I got to wash this with salt water. I always wash candles. I don't play because, you know, I've just learned that others like to collect your energy. You know, there's witches, I've heard of witches casting spells on candles so that they get what you do, okay? They piggyback off of what you do. And we wanna make sure it's clean for us. So I take everything off. We're gonna use this. I'll figure out what we do with that. So we're gonna have that. Oh, you know, I have my patchouli. Remember when I was in Brazil? I bought this from Brazil, remember? This was so inexpensive. I bought this for like $1 in Brazil. You see our little owl? That's my incense, and I have the patchouli I bought from Brazil. Uh-oh. Do I have any more in here? Oh, yeah. Thought I ran out. This is patchouli, so I'll be burning this tomorrow, Friday, when we do our thing. So I'll be burning this. So we have the energies, because we want to smell beautiful, right? And then I showed you my basket, right? So this is my herbal basket. You'll see it's kind of messy, but I have all my herbs in here. I make baths for my children. Like if they're breaking out and stuff, I'll make like a beautiful bath for them. So this is like you'll see this, like I have a beautiful basket of all oils. I have it also in my mermaid thing, but these are like the different herbs I have. Oh, this is protection. I didn't realize. I have a lot. Ooh, protection from jealousy. We're gonna use this tomorrow. I didn't even know I had this. This is bad. This is why, you know, this is why you'd be happy I'm not married, because if I have a husband, he'd probably try to stop me from doing what I want to do. But this is protection from jealousy. So we can actually use this so our twin flames aren't dealing with jealousy from the Smiths. Remember we talked about the Smiths who try to mess with us? So we're going to put this in our candle so that the Smiths don't mess with our twin flames. So this way, let me see what this smells like. Oh, look at this. Family, I don't even know I had this. Look at this. It's beautiful, right? Smell that. Look at that. It's beautiful. I love that. We're going to have twin flames. So we're going to make sure there aren't any Smiths. I'm excited about this one. I didn't even know I had this. This tells you what kind of things going on. But I got bay leaves. We're going to put bay leaves for protection. Uh-oh. 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 I always have handy dandy sage. I love my white sage. I always have it. Oops, that's goofer's dust. I don't want that. What else? Oh, we have rose, rose oil. This is old. This is rose oil. Have that. This is nice. I forgot about this. This is my, what is this? Ooh, chamomile incense. We can burn this to keep us really, so after we do the patchouli, I can calm us down with this one. We're going to have a party tomorrow. We're going to have it Friday when we do our, what is this? Oh, I still have monatomic gold. We're going to put some monatomic. I used to take this, remember? Monatomic, I still have it. Wow. Oh, this is the ball. Oh, this was the ball I was talking about. Blue balls. This is what I always talked about. This is the, they call it blue balls, but it's not. This is what I talk about when I use, remember I was telling you to use the camphor, blue camphor. This is what I used when I used to live in New York. It clears when you sleep next to the bed. I do it for my babies. So in my, I call them babies still. That's my little girls. I put this in water next to their bed. It clears and it disallows for nightmares and stuff. And you can put it in front of the house. It's good for protection. Like I always put a beautiful bowl. I haven't done it today, or I haven't done it for like a couple weeks. Yeah, you use them in Jamaica, right? You'll see this in like Caribbean or Santorian stores. It's really good. They're not expensive. They call them blue balls, but we call them camphor, blue camphor. Sometimes they come in squares. But you put this in front of your door for protection, and it clears energies. It just allows for like connection to, because you have a lot of demons, little lower deck demons who have that, okay? What else is this? Oh, corn flour. Corn flour is used to like up your manifestations. So corn flour, Florida wort is really good too. Florida wort is a staple. This is cornflower. What else? This one is I remember I used this for like clearing or something. Some of these things I just, oh, this is old. Look at this. Sandalwood. Oh my God, look at this, how old this is. I think I got this in Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico. I travel a lot, so I went to Puerto Rico. This is how old this is. Look how old the can is. I got this in Puerto Rico. This is sandalwood. It's like a thing to, I don't know what that's for. I don't know. You're looking at these things with the, lucky lotus. Oh, this is for good luck. You put this in pouches for people for good luck. I just buy, whenever I see something cool, I just get it and I use it whenever. That's why I like to have my herbal basket. You should always have an herbal basket. I have a lot of herbs in my other one. The stuff that I use all the time, I put in my mermaid container. But, what is this? Uh-oh. Bat's blood. I don't know where this came from. I don't know what this is used for. I have it in here. Sometimes I have stuff in here. I don't know why I had it. Maybe I had it for a reason. Bat's blood. It's not real blood, but it's, it's like energetically bat's blood. What is that used for? Where, any of you voodooans on here, it's ink, right? What is it? I don't know. Maybe somebody came. I have girlfriends who come over. So sometimes they'll come over and leave stuff and do stuff, and this will go in the basket. Like, I don't remember. This is probably old. Does anyone know what it's used for? I don't know. I'm not opening it because I don't know what that's for. Prosperity powder. I don't know. I have this in there. I haven't used that. Oh, to spells and attention. I don't know. This is basil. Obviously, basil's for. Oh, Jennifer says she has dried passion flower. This is basil. Basil's good for protection. Okay. Some of these. All right, family. I don't want to go through everything. I'm looking through this like I don't usually look through here all the time. I do occasionally. Oh, this is graveyard dirt. Remember, I took graveyard dirt from the other thing, but I bought it because this enhances things when you're doing it. So graveyard dirt, a lot of the witches or voodooans, and they use graveyard dirt to enhance like little manifestations. So you use it because it's piloted, because the spirits, remember, it has the dead in the soil, so it shoots it up. I know it makes people afraid, but I'm Creole. Remember, I'm Creole family, so this isn't odd. Most people be like, how does she know that? I'm Creole. I come from this kind of background, so it's not odd for me to have things like this in the house. I don't really use much because I don't really do anything. I don't know what this is for. What is this? Oh, there's my black salt. Black salt is good to get rid of things. I couldn't find it, and now I know where it is. Black salt is to baning salt. This is when you want to do something to get rid of stuff or protection. Black salt. I couldn't find it, family, and now I know where it was. Let's see what else is in here. You're looking with me. I hope you don't mind looking at this. Burdock. Burdock is good for good luck, money, things like that. It tells you I buy them for a reason, and I probably just forget they're here, but I always have them, And I grow a lot. Remember, family, I grow a lot of my own herbs too. So I also have basil outside, fresh basil. Burdock tea is really good, but I make a lot of things with my daughters. So in this basket is like, sometimes if I know that they're not feeling well, their skin is itchy, I'll make a bath tea, and I'll put them in the bath with some of these herbs. Got a lot of good stuff in here. Ooh, pine cones right here. So I have a lot of good stuff in here. Okay, so we'll use a lot of this during our Friday. We'll figure out a couple of those things to use. While we're doing it, yeah. It's beautiful. A lot of good stuff, right? Use corn flour to draw my vev. Really? I love this. So, family. Also, wait. Let me show you this. Hold on. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Whatever you have. Listen again for all those, because a lot of people are concerned and they were saying it's so expensive. I just happened to do an overall at this place that was $1.99. And it's crazy. This place is like it's like a West Indian store, obviously. Island people have a lot of this. So you have a lot of Santerians, you have a lot of people into Obia and things like that. So they make it very inexpensive for them. So a lot of these oils and stuff, sometimes I'll get it from that place because I love it because they have so many things, and candles are really inexpensive. But also, you know, if you have green bracelets like this, you want to put this around your candle. So when we dress our candle, you may want to put this around it, okay? Yeah, we'll do all this on Friday, so I like to do that. So you put it kind of like you give the energy, because green is for love and also for good luck and abundance. So for those who are not bringing in their twin flames, or you don't care about twin flames, or you don't believe there's twin flames, this is really nice to just bring in love or love for self. So, I mean, all this is, we aren't doing anything negative. This is all, Fleur Moon will only do things for positivity and to bring things enlightened. So this is also beautiful. Oh, I got this. This is Trader Joe's cinnamon. So I have cinnamon. You're supposed to use cinnamon, and the local honey, which is nice. I love this Florida. I always get the summer blend. I only get the blends that are from that season. So I'll get summer blend local. So I get the benefits also. And I do, remember my children are flexitarian, so I do have honey for them when they aren't feeling well, because it helps to boost their immune system. Okay. So, oh, these are cards. Now, these are cards that they say that you should use during the twin flame. So we're doing everything. We have the greatest arsenal. So the cards that they tell you to use during this to put is the Lover's card. So the Lover's card we're going to use. So if you have your deck, you're not going to hurt it because we'll put the candle on top. But you're going to have your Lover's card because this is a twin flame kind of card. So we'll have the Lover's card with us. Okay. Also, you want to have the 10 of Cups card. The 10 of Cups. How can you get the cards? Cards you can get from, if you can do it on Amazon, you probably have the basic tarot deck. Okay. Hey, Melanated High Priestess, you're going to join us for the Twin Flame Friday. Yeah, so I love this. The 10 of Cups is really reminiscent of love and unity and consciousness and unity as far as love's concerned, and also the Lover's card, which is really nice. You're joining us, Mama. Good. And then also you have the 7 of Cups, which also represents, you know, the cups in the sky. So these are the cards that they say to use during, you know, for manifestation of manifestation. Also the Sun card, okay, which is a higher arcana card, okay. Fleur has everything. And someone asked me, "What am I a witch?" No, I always give the same answer. It's like a Dorothy answer. Why am I a good witch? She said, Glinda says to Dorothy when she comes to Oz, she says, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" And Dorothy says, "Well, I'm not a witch at all." Though she landed on a witch and killed the worst witch in the West. See what I'm saying? You don't have to be something. The labels puts people in boxes. I accept everything. I will do Celtic things on my house, which are in alignment with me at the time. I love having my Turkish, you know, eye, you know, the evil eye. I love to bring in all aspects of everything. I'm out of that compartmentalism stage. I am amazingly balanced. I will allow everything to be a part of it. Okay. So I love everything, you know? Oh, and, what else is the card? So you can also have the, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is representative. And also I like to have these two because these are representative because I'm a female. So King of Cups represents my twin flame. Mwah! I love him. I love him. I love him. This is my twin flame here. Say hi. Say hi, twin flame. He would have more caramel skin like me, but that's okay. That's my twin flame. I love you. So that's our twin flame here. You do your representation. He's the King of Cups because he's very abundant. He brings in love and balance. So I love him. So this is my twin, okay? And the Empress card. Oh, Empress, you came in. You're right on time. Empress, this is you. So Empress, this is you. Empress Divine. And you represent the Empress, okay? So, oh, look how pretty. Look how beautiful. And look how balanced she is. Look at her. Look at that down there. It's beautiful. I love her dress and her flowers on her head. It's beautiful. So, you know, also you can make them more brown because, you know, people be like, I don't want a lunar version because, you know, but you can make them brown. I got other cards. So, but they're the representation, the energies. If the archetypes bother you as far as these aren't on the list. I just got this yesterday. I just, you know, I researched. So I found this yesterday, and they said these are great to add. So I'll add these to the list. I'm sorry. So yeah, so just this, and also Ace of Cups, which is like the bomb.com. Ace of Cups is like, yes, the rhythm, the rebel, without a cause, you know, at my level. So Ace of Cups. So you can have these cards as an addition to this. You can get these online. I don't want you spending a lot of money. If that's not what you do, because you can do everything on a budget. I'm doing it for you. So the energies and all of us collectively, hopefully we'll have like our big group with us. So don't worry about having everything. We're doing it together. But these cards, any one of them or so on, if you don't have them, you can kind of write your own cards. You know, Public Enemy, what you know about that warrior empire? That's right. Print the pictures on the melanated prints. Thank you, melanated high priestess. This is what I'm talking about. When you get the master queens in here, melanated high priestess said print the cards from online. You can print them. So you don't even have to buy the deck. You are so clever. I love you. Thank you, mama. Print them. Print the card that you want. So you have the Lovers. I think the Lovers card is very twinny, right? Because it's kind of reminiscent of this, right? We have these. Hey, you. Hey, you. I'm meeting you. I'm going to meet you after school at 3 o'clock. All right. Gonna hold hands. I like you. You like me. I think I want to twin with you. Okay. So you have these guys. Okay. So you can print this one. And then I love the cups. This is one of my favorites. 10 of Cups. I think even if you just did these two, it's amazing. Okay. Again, you have the 7 of Cups. Okay. So you could do any variations of these. I have them all. The Sun card. The 9 of Cups, okay? Look at all these cups. That's abundance too. So even if you're doing this twin flame, this could bring abundance. We're gonna bring abundance and the twin flame. Listen, we're gonna be well off in this new paradigm. We're gonna be dropping it like it's hot, well off. We're gonna be abundant, and we're gonna have our love of our life. Okay. Let's see, and then the Empress. So you can get any variation of the Empress, how she represents you. Okay, because if you're the female, she represents you. If you're the male, this is you. But you get both. Okay. And then I love the Ace. She's the Ace of cards. Okay. No number 5. Those are no number 5 cards. Wait, do we have 5 cards? Oh. No number 5 cards? I don't think we have 5. 1, 2, 3. We have more than 5. Oh, you mean no number 5 cards. Okay. 5 cards are adverse, so you're saying this one, but this isn't 5. This is a 6. 4 Wands is good marriage card. Oh, Melanated High Priestess. Okay, add that to it. 4 Wands. Melanated High Priestess knows her stuff. Okay, wait, hold on. Where are you? Why can't I get that? Why can't I? Oh, here we go. Melanated High Priestess said, no number 5 cards, those are conflict. And she also said 4 Wands is good for marriage. So if you want to marry a twin flame, you want to be like, listen and drop it like it's hot. We're going to get married. I want his blood type. If it's your twin, his blood type is for you. Or her. So her blood type will be just right. So it isn't any problem, but you should still vet out their blood type. Because if their blood type is adverse to you, that isn't your twin. That I know for a fact. Your twin will come in the proper blood type. So thank you for that one. 5 Wands. 4 Wands. I got to write that down. 4 Wands. Because I'll forget. 4 Wands for marriage, okay? So I hope I get an invitation to marriage, some weddings. I buy nice gifts. I'll buy some stuff from the Dollar Night. I'll put it in a basket for you. So you keep everything. High Priestess, the Lovers. Oh, and the Hierophant. Oh, Goddess Code's coming in. Okay, so we got, look at all these masters in here. Okay, so High Priestess. You can pick any of these cards. Listen, High Priestess and the Hierophant. The Hierophant, yes, I know the Hierophant is. Remember that? Okay, so we got a card. So you have a card. Now the cloth. Now I cut my piece of, oh, it smells so good. I cut my piece of cloth off a dress. I know, it looks crazy. I already put oils on here. It's not disgusting. You take a piece of cloth. I actually cut it from this really dress I bought that it lost its elasticity, and I had it because it's mine. So you can cut a piece of cloth off of that, and I cut my cloth. This is just oils on it. It's not anything disgusting, okay? I just cut it. I know I cut it really crazy. And this is a cloth that you'll use tomorrow, okay? You're going to put this cards on top. We'll go over I mean, not tomorrow, Friday. You'll do all this stuff on top of your thing. And I already did mine, but we'll do it together. This is going to be your green parchment paper. And my divine mate, and I wrote all the qualities that I want of him. Okay, so these are important. So if you want to do a draft of it, I already wrote it down, and you want to be very specific. So we'll go over this, and I'll read you mine. You want to be specific, and you want to have him have qualities that you have, because remember, you are his twin. So it should be things that are in alignment with him, and vice versa. So this you're gonna have. Okay, so you don't have to have green. I just do green because it's in alignment. Okay, but you can have like pink paper or just a paper bag. Parchment paper can be represented by a paper bag. So if you're O positive, your mate should be a positive roost. I don't know that it'll come O positive, but he most likely will come like a roost that is in alignment with you. Definitely that. So if you're O positive and your mate is O negative, he's still in your alignment. You know why? Because you can give birth to his children. So OGs can mate with OGs. Female O positives can actually mate with O negative males. So if your male comes in O negative, he is also in alignment with you. O negative females, your mate, your twin flame shouldn't come in an adverse blood type, like a positive, because you can't give birth to his children without taking a shot, okay? Naturally, let's just say that, okay? So just watch for that with your twin flames, because these are certain things you should definitely be able to vet out. Just make sure you vet things out. It's important for you to have rational thought. Listen, and what else? We have crystals, we have our oils. I also use, somebody was asking me at this. I bought this from not the same store. Did I buy this? Oh, no, I did. I bought this from the same store. It was only $2.49. Listen, as much as I buy stuff, I'm very practical. So I got this. This is really 4 Thieves oil. Somebody was asking me how to clean your floors. I wash my floors with this, and I wash everything I use, like candles and things like this. 4 Thieves oils get rid of enemies. Also, you can put a drop of this next to your table to disallow energies from trying to cipher or to affect your manifestation. So I always do this. You put in water next to your beautiful cup of clear water, not tap water, like distilled water or filtered water, next to your table. And you put a drop of this. If you don't have your blue balls, where's my blue ball? I only have 1 ball. Hold on. Where'd my blue ball go? Oh, I've got more. Listen, don't lie. I didn't see this. I got more balls. I got more blue balls. Sick. I thought I only wanted 1 ball. I only saw 1 ball in here, but apparently I have more balls. All right. I can't. I don't even know where it came from. I hope this is not a manifestation, because this is called madness. I didn't see that inside. Baron, what you laughing at? Baron! Well, anyway, I do. My poor twin, I know. I feel bad for him. I love you, twin. Anyway. The balls have multiplied. I swear, when I did the basket, did you guys see the balls? I didn't see all these balls in here. And we went through the basket. This was not there. I got a problem. Houston, we're gonna start fall balls. Anyway, oh yes, dragon blood I have inside of here. I have a dragon's blood in there. So dragon's blood helps to exasperate. It's not real blood. It's just it's an herb that actually helps it get the collapsing timeline balls. I didn't see it in there. It could have been there. I want to keep rational, but I only saw 1 ball. Now we got several, and I don't know what happened. Yeah, I manifested balls, blue balls. That's not good. I don't want to manifest blue balls. Anyway, so these you can be used again. These are the camphor. Camphor comes clear. These camphor comes clear. Clear. You can get camphor that's clear or blue, and sometimes it comes in blue squares. So many of you see these in stores. Wiccan stores have it. Metaphysical stores have it. A lot of the West Indian, Santeria and Voodoo and stores always have the camphor. Okay. You put this next to, if you have little ones too, it's always good to have this next to the bed, underneath the bed, a bowl with clear water. It just collects negative energy. So this is good. So we have this. Okay. So keep your balls and this. 4 thieves oil. Like I said, I always mop the floor with this. This is very West Indian. A lot of West Indian mothers do it with like Florida water or these. Like my mom didn't do it, but my aunts do it. So it's 4 thieves oils used, like religious people use it too. It's interesting, but it's very wonderful. It smells like vinegar. I'll smell it for you so you can get the, woo, senti malade. Senti malade. Woo. See, that smells like vinegar. That's all it basically smells like, vinegar. It helps to get rid of like, is it raining? Oh, it started to rain. I have my truck outside. Okay. So this is good to have. Okay. Oh, my windows are closed. And what else do we need? I think that's it. We have our candle. Make sure you have a big candle with a lot of girth. I like the bigger candles because it burns for like almost 7 days. You can burn that. What else? I think incense. Oh, we're going to play, like, if you have any suggestions for the love music we're playing on Friday, hopefully I got to be careful because, they might censor the video if I put too many songs on there because they have these copyright laws. Like, if you do copyright, they won't let me play any songs. So I'm going to play some love songs, but during the feed, you can play love songs. I'm going to do totally, I have 520 hertz conversion on my phone. So all the songs come with 528 and above frequency. So any songs I play will have the toning changed based on the frequency. But play love songs. I'm going to play songs for males because I mate with males and I like that energy. So, and I'm going to play some females too. But you want to play love frequency music that has to do with love, connectivity. You want to stay away from songs that are tragic, about losing your love, about, pining over somebody that doesn't want you. Oh, thank you, Pavel. I appreciate it. Radha Krishna mantra for twinning love. Ooh, okay. Remind me of that on Friday. Remind me of that on Friday. We can play that. My thing with playing music that I don't understand the language, that's the only thing that, the narcissistic copyright law is crazy. Ooh, Anita Baker. Ooh, good love. What, Jasmine? Yes. We got to be careful with, I personally am really careful with playing with music of songs where I don't understand the language because it's, even though the energy's there, sometimes I want to know the words so I can actually sync with all of the language too. So, but definitely a lot of the Hindi music or those coming from that frequency do have a lot of higher frequency vibrations. So we're going to play music. Oh, it is pouring, family. It's beautiful. It's cleaning my truck. I don't have to take my truck to get cleaned. My twin flame cleans my truck. You know that? He does it by hand, and he's tall, so he cleans my truck. I'll come outside sometimes. I think sometimes he likes to spy on me. He thinks I'm a saucy Creole, and he knows there's a Kirk in the mist. I think my twin flame, I think he has different reasons for doing what he does. But sometimes I'll come out and he's cleaned my truck, and it looks, my daddy used to do that. I love my dad. I would go over my mom and dad's house, even when my dad was still sick. My dad wasn't feeling well. My dad would go out and he would clean my truck. My dad was I love my daddy. My dad was like the sweetest man in the whole wide world. I love him so much. I miss him sometimes. I dream about him. Like, he came with us. But anyway, my twin flame, Kirk used to clean my truck too. Men like to clean my cars. I appreciate that because I'm a mom and I know I have a beautiful truck, but, Bruno, many of you met him. Bruno is the name of my truck. I named my truck Big Black Bruno, big carbon truck. But anyway, they clean my truck when I go out. So he'll clean my truck, but sometimes I think he does it because he thinks Kirk is around because Kirk is, me and Kirk are so close. So I think maybe he's just spying on me. Maybe it's a form of passive stalking. miss your dad too, Anna. I know it's like weird. I just like I feel like my dad was like everything. Like he was such a staples man. He was a Sag too. I came from a household mostly Sages. My mother's the only Capricorn. My grandmother's a Sag. My brother's a Sag. I'm a Sag. My baby brother's Aries. So we're fire signs. My aunt is a Sag. We're all Sages. Oh my God, yeah, we're all Sages. And then my mom is a Capricorn. Bless her soul. Oh, you're living with your dad now? Due to a breakup, and I'm so glad to be here. Giving, oh, that's beautiful. I love my daddy. I love everything about him. He was perfect to me. And to my mom, because they were married for so long, but I miss them. Like times like little things I remember when my pops, it's like many of you saw me because I'd be up at their house in you used to see me at the house on YouTube. Remember? We do lives from my parents' house in the room. I'd be sitting on the floor in my jammies. That was my parents' house. My dad would set up the room for me. Anytime I came, my dad would set up the room with goodies. You want to know why I'm so chunky? My dad liked to feed us. My dad is to blame. My dad loved to give food. That was the way he showed nourishment. He used to love to feed me and my friends. So if you come over my house, my dad is getting the goodies. That's what my dad did. He would take us out to eat. He would buy us stuff. When we got a little older, Alizé is made on my island. Alizé. I don't know if many of you from Martinique. Martinique makes Alizé. Alizé became a big hip hop thing. So because my family is from Martinique and St. Lucia, my dad would have cases of Alizé. So he put it in the fridge. It's very good. It's cognac with like fruit juices and so on. So we come from a culture where drinking is not, we didn't drink like that. So he would always have Alizé in the fridge for me and my friends. And my friends came from European background, so it wasn't a big deal. It's crazy because all of us came from like first generation Americans. So it wasn't a big deal. Like if I had Italian friends from like Greece, or I had friends from like parts of Africa, they were okay. Their family was okay with us having like, punch. We call punch in the house. So if we wanted Alizé, my dad would have Alizé in the house with us. Yeah, I like the passion fruit or the original one, the orange one. And we just have Alizé once in a while. Yeah, the orange flavor one. It was amazing. Yeah. I remember stuff like that. He would buy us a case of it. It would be cased and it would be in the fridge. So my friends would come over. My mom would cook. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so great with loving and very social, because I came from a very social family. So if you came to my house, you ask my girlfriends, some of them are on here. They come to my house to eat and drink. My mom would cook for everyone. Amazing food. And my father is it expensive? No. Why would it be expensive? It's beautiful. It's very family oriented. It's very Creole. I think that's very Creole. It's very family oriented. We believe, that's why I believe in village and tribal base, because it's very healthy to go to someone's house and be always, anytime I went to my girlfriend's houses, they will always incorporate us in dinners. So if I was over the house and we had we didn't call it play dates, you'd just be hanging out, they would just automatically make dinner for everybody. So if we're at the house, everybody's eating dinner. If it was dinner time, because we had times to go in. If I'm over my friends' houses, and like I said, most of us were first generation Americans, a dinner was made. So we were all, it wouldn't even be a question. They'd be like, oh, tell your mom you're staying. Tell your mom, not ask your mom. Tell your mom you're staying over for dinner. Same with my household. Just automatically you would be eating dinner, and they were so happy to eat. So it's very natural. So, if you consider it expensive to cook for people, it's because you don't feel like that kind of, that's not something you feel like very tribal based. It's very tribal. It's beautiful. I'm excited to be a mommy like that. It's amazing. Motherhood is amazing. I love being a mother, and hopefully I'll give birth to one more child, healthy baby. I love having babies. I love having children. I love my family. I appreciate them. I'm grateful. It's beautiful, and I'm grateful for the family. You should always have that. Even if you're here right now in this discussion, it's such an amazing thing. Just to be a parent, to me, is amazing. Yeah, the true Creole is always cooking. Yeah, we always eat. It's beautiful to be a parent. That's why I say I was so excited to be a mother, It took me a long time. I think many of you told me I tried for like 6 years. I got married. It took me forever to get pregnant. And then I started having, because it wasn't, remember, the partner I with, that's also energetically, the partner I with was crazy, and I had to shapeshift him. And as soon as I shifted him, and many of you know the story, I got pregnant with my first. There was, I had to get checked out too, but I got pregnant with my first, and then my second just came after we came back from St. Lucia. I stayed at St. Lucia for a month. I lost all my weight. My first baby gave me the most beautiful body. I had a beautiful shape before, but my little one, my first one, she gave me, my shape. After I gave birth to my first one, woo! I just love my body. And apparently my husband did too, because he knocked me right up when we got back from St. Lucia. I came back from a month in St. Lucia with family. I had lost all my baby weight. I wasn't really that big, but I kind of felt it down and I got knocked up with my second. After I came back from St. Lucia, it was so beautiful. So I love having babies. I think it's amazing. And that's why I encourage you to mate properly. Because even with the Nazi, I shape-shifted everything because I was going to give birth and make sure it's healthy. But, if you mate with someone, it's beautiful to pick someone, those guys want to knock the weight. They want to put the weight right back on you, right? It's beautiful to have amazing children. I love it. I would have had 5 if I could have, but I'm a woman of a certain age. I can definitely have one healthy one because I just lost the twins, but that was unnatural. That was an accident that happened. But I would definitely have more, and I always encourage you to do the same. Have beautiful babies. They bring so much love to your life. You bring so much to them. It's such a blessing to your ancestors to come back into you, to your families. You know what I mean? You bring your ancestors back. So you bring granny. A lot of you have granny. Some of you are granny. You know what I mean? So when you were born, you were granny. So a lot of you will say, granny's back. I've seen, especially in African diaspora, you'll see the children born and be like, oh, that's granny. You know what I mean? You are granny. I love it. So you bring your ancestors back. It's amazing. And there isn't any difficulty to children other than what you take on from them. It's amazing. Okay, Miss Danity said she's been pregnant numerous times but lost them all. Think the kids may not. Well, this is what I say, Miss Dainty. Sometimes it's the energy between the coupling, okay? And I want to say this gently because I don't know what your situation, you may be married, but a lot of times I've seen, because I'm a woman of a certain age, I've had the luxury of seeing things full circle. I can see a woman, I know a couple where the woman was trying with her husband for a long period of time. They weren't getting along, they stopped, she slept with another man and was pregnant like that, okay? So it just may be the energy between the couple. Sometimes it's not meant for you to have a baby with the person you're trying with, and as soon as you're with somebody else, the chemistry, the way that the baby, the way that it's together, the different kinetic energies allows for a baby to come to fruition. So I'm not saying you to step out. I'm just saying it could be the energies between the two of you. Could just be the energies between the two of you, and that's what happens. Like, I've seen it. I've not just seen it once, I've seen it several times. So it means something that sometimes we want to try to have children with one, and it isn't in the cards, but it's not you, it's just the two is not working out properly, okay? When babies come, they come. That's why I wasn't upset when I miscarried under the circumstances, because I know when a child comes, they come. There isn't anything you can do to stop it. A lot of you are here because of that. So, when it's time for you to give birth, you will give birth. You have 4 sons, and I would love to have another one. Oh, I love all of us got pregnant. If you remember, I did the manifestation. Most of the women in the group got pregnant when we did the whole pregnancy manifestation, bring the ancestors back. That was a lot of fun. We did that. Some people got pregnant just from witnessing the group. I didn't mean to do that, but it was beautiful. Bringing ancestors is a gift, and take it as that. That's why when you see people who may not be in that frequency, or they're coupling with same sex, it isn't meant for them to bring ancestors back. That bloodline is not able to do that. It's not what that bloodline's here to do. So, when it's time, you'll give birth to the children you want. All right, family, so I think we talked forever. You had me. When my little ones are, summer's over for us. Little ones are in instruction, so I'm here free and clear. So I think I want to do. I don't know that I want to do another. I'm gonna. The conference. Everyone's asking me the conference. Like I said, next week the conference. Next week I should have all the conference information for everyone. So I know everyone's asking to buy tickets and so on. I'm very organized in that way. I like to have things planned out properly because I just like things to go well. I don't want to shoot things out and have tickets and I don't have a way to, mark everything down. When it comes to, this is going to be my second conference, I'm very, very balanced in this way. And I'm very organized because I do everything myself. This is what I do because, I trust me. I trust what I do. So because of that, I'm very strategic in how I set everything up. So I should have the conference information, all the flyers next week, and then you can purchase. Like I said, we have some of the most phenomenal women showing up. We got Aluna Ash coming online. Aluna's gonna be in the house in the bayou. Aluna's gonna be in the bayou with Creole Fleur. Yes, she is. So we're gonna be in the bayou for the conference, and we're having a masquerade party, because that's how I get down. Masquerade party on Halloween in the bayou in New Orleans. So big up to Aluna Ash, who's joining us for the conference on October the 31st. That's not really a conference, that's just an event. The conference is actually on November 2nd, which is just that Saturday. But you know how I get down. If we're going to enjoy, we're going to enjoy each other. Then I got another A, which is Offset. Big up to Offset. Offset will be joining us. Listen, I got the powerful energies of the A's. I'm going in for the A's, the double A's and the triple A's in this piece. We're going to be the FAA. So I've got Offset checking in, coming in for the conference. I made sure this time I wanted to get the sisterhood online, especially the different bloodlines that I really appreciate. So I love to have the niche of females that are really in alignment with the energies that are promoting sisterhood and unity consciousness within that tier of the matriarchy, especially the different bloodlines. So we got Aset, we got Aluna coming in, the Bayou. Yes, Aset from the Golden Race. Also, she's mixed with the Mers, the mermaids, you know what I'm saying? So she's coming in. Also, we have, which is Sea Star from last year, who came in and actually she's part of the video. So if you got a chance to see my video at the conference, you have amazing, oh my God. Baby on the brain. Ada, another A. That's what I'm saying. We got the triple A's. We got Ada, who's Ada, the songwriter. She was from LA. She's beautiful fro. She looks like a cosmic sister. She was on the video talking about the ETs that she came in contact with that had the ice grills that were the like obsidian grills of the ETs, the dark melanated grills. So she's coming in to share that experience. So I made sure this time it's going to be amazing. Yes, there will be an aspect of live streaming on my Patreon. So for those who aren't able to make it, they can see the live stream on Patreon. So it's amazing. Like I said, I'm setting it up. It's much more, last year was at the castle. It's very Creole. I am Creole and the castle was Creole. Now we're going in the Bayou, which is Creole. So it's amazing. And the celestial, really, the celestial family is supporting this. Now this definitely is again orchestrated and supported by the Andromedans all day, and this is their neck of the woods. So I look forward to the beautiful connection that we make as a sisterhood. And many people haven't been to New Orleans. We have a lot of family in New Orleans. So I think Thursday we're going to do. Obviously, we're doing the epic costume. The masquerade and. Only for the masquerade, you have to dress in the antiquity. So even if you pay for the ticket, you have to come in form. So, it's a masquerade ball, kind of about a party. So many of us will be dressed in the 17th century wear. So we'll have the 17th, and this masquerade is dedicated to Marie Laveau, which I know to be our cosmic Andromedan mother, also teach of us. So we're dressing in the wear, men are dressing in the old antiquarian 17th century Creole and Cajun wear. At that time, it's going to be absolutely breathtaking. And I'm still getting the DJ I wanted her. So I'm still trying to solicit the DJ that I like. But if anyone knows of another female DJ, very natural-esque, who's young, who's cool, who's great about her music, you can have her contact me as well. That'd be great. Just because I want a female DJ. You know, I want to stay in the sisterhood. But men are very well welcomed. I am very balanced in that way. So our Sun Stars are welcome, but the tickets will be on sale probably next week. I just want to set everything up. So we have the masquerade on Thursday, the 31st, which is the inverted number, which is divine male. We did last year, we had our conference on the 13th, which is divine feminine. I didn't plan this, and apparently we're having something in conjunction of Jupiter, which Aluna said we're actually in the conjunction that Sagittarius fares well in. So we have an amazing setup. And also on Friday, I think we're going to go to Bourbon Street. So we're going to go hang out in Bourbon Street and do the whole New Orleans things and go get some beignets. Some cafe au lait and beignets. We're gonna have a good time. I'm excited about that because you know I enjoy food. So we're going to take the little tram. I love taking the little train down into the town itself, and then we're gonna have beignets and coffee and enjoy ourselves in New Orleans on Bourbon Street probably that Friday, and then Saturday is a conference, and many people are flying out on Sunday. So we got a lot going on, family. We're going to be in the bayou. I told you we're going to be in the bayou. So it's actually literally on the bayou. It's a beautiful property. And again, when you buy your tickets, and I always announce this because of the way I'm very protective of myself and my family, you get the location the week of the event. Well, once you purchase the tickets, you'll know the location as far as the placement, but you'll actually get the actual location the week of the event. We just make sure we protect, I have my Sea Stars coming, and also, I always allow for that. We also have trumped up security like we did last time. We're going to have it again. So, so I make sure we say yes. So you'll know what hotels to stay around. It's 45 minutes outside of New Orleans itself from the actual MSY airport. But I'll tell you that you guys will all get the zip code so you know where to stay around, because a lot of you go do B&Bs and things like that. So you'll be around the location. You just get the location that day. I'm in Drummond and base. I make sure I set up for protection for my whole family, and then we also have security. Because again, I am a contactee, and we make sure, again, we have celestial protection, but I make sure when I have my human friends in the mix, I can protect you, and I make sure it's always safe. Because I think the biggest issue with most people with me is most people feel because I'm a contactee, even though they'll go to all these contact in the desert and stuff like that, because I'm a female and a female of color, I think a lot of times it makes people a little nervous because I'm about this life, but we're always protected, and we had an amazing time last year at the castle. So, and we're going to have some good food. So, we're going to be in New Orleans. It's going to be yummy. So it's going to be a very beautiful event. So yes, and it's in October, so it's cooler, so we're not svelting. Because, at the conference in Orlando, because it gets hot here and humid, but y'all were hot. It was hot. I was even sweaty. I was like in pictures. I was sweaty. But this time it'll be absolutely beautiful. So also for those who are, like I said, if someone knows a DJ from New Orleans as a female, can you have her contact me at my email? Because there's one DJ that I really love, and she's online, and I think she's booked for that day. And I'm trying to say, I love her. I love the way she mixes. I'm coming at her like, listen, Sea Star, please. But she may have a setup already. I think she already has an event, and she would have to break her engagement. I don't want to make her do that, but I wanted her for Thursday night on the Bayou. So if you know a DJ, it doesn't matter if she's well known, if she could cut, if she can mix, if you know her in New Orleans, or if you're a DJ and you're a female in New Orleans, please hit me up in my email. That's perfect. Also, if you're a contactee who's had notable experience and you want to share your story, also contact me for the conference, and you get a little bit of a discount if you'll share your story, because this is about contactees. And one thing I wanted to do with this particular conference is I want to make sure that the ones who are actually having contact with extraterrestrials, celestials, and other dimensional beings have a chance to share their journeys. I think a lot of times they only make it that the same people speak all the time. And you won't see me invited to the other conferences because I'll make my own conference, but I will make sure that it's authentic and I have actual contactees actually speaking on their behalf. So again, we have a powerful mix coming in. We got Offset coming in, Netaru, big time. We got Aluna Ash showing up, and also we have Ada, the songwriter, who's presenting her presentation. And also for those who decide they want to share their journey and their experience, like their experience with extraterrestrials, I would love for you to share it, and also you get a discount to share it at the conference. So I think that's thebomb.com. So you can always contact me at delgaddess@gmail.com. It's DELGADDESS@gmail.com. Okay, and I would love you to share your story. I think it'll be amazing to hear each person's different interaction. I'm not taking payments. You know, people are trying to pay me already. No, I don't take payments because I have to be organized. I'm very funny. Oh, and all payments, all proceeds from this conference. Last year, everything came in, I used for the conference because I was excited. So there wasn't anything that was made from the conference last year, which is fine because I had a good time and I wanted to make sure everything had the shirts. Well, I will have the shirts for sale again for the conference, but all proceeds for this conference are totally going towards the sanctuary, which I'm creating in Brazil. So every proceed, everything, that's just how I live, will go to, especially now that my little ones want to decide to do the animal sanctuary at the sanctuary that I'm creating. And yeah, she does look like our ancestors, right? Ada looks like our ancestors, Universal Faith. Ada came to the conference. I was like, yo, she's a celestial. I was like, that is a celestial sea star. She came in her fro. She was glistening. She looked like straight like a celestial. I was like, hey. I'll be moving within the next year or two. So I'm already setting up shop to move into Brazil. But like I said, all proceeds are going into the sanctuary. I'm paying for sanctuary myself as far as the property and everything, but anything that comes in from my conference will go to doing little things like the animal sanctuary that my little ones want to do. I support that 1,000%. So they will have the animals, so that will set up for animal care. A lot of animals are free, dogs, a lot of stray dogs in Brazil. So this will allow for any injured animal to not be put down. We would have them come on site and live out their lives free and clear. I have enough acreage to do so. So that's what I'm saying, all proceeds are going. It's even more so, I love it that all proceeds will go towards this. I support that 1,000%. So it'll be amazing. I think I got all that out. So, and also, once the sanctuary is open, the conferences will always be in Brazil on the property. So I decided that as well. So I'm actually going to erect a place that will be specifically for us for our conference. So that is also a perk. So every year, at least you'll be able to come to Brazil if you get a chance, and also come in and we do our conference on site. So it'll be amazing. Oh, you went to the elephant sanctuary in Thailand? It's beautiful. I heard about the AZ. It's beautiful. So I love it. So that's it, family. I think I talked you into another timeline. What is the price of the conference? I don't have everything. It's similar to last year. It's set up. Remember, you have two aspects. You could just go to a conference on Saturday, but you're going to have Luna Ash. You're going to have a set that Saturday, or you can do both and do the meet and greet with us on Friday, and also the masquerade on Thursday. Just depends. You have different options. So yeah, if you get dressed, it's going to be in 17th century, 18th century wear. You get to actually wear a beautiful gown for sea stars, or sometimes the guys are going to wear. I already have guys who are buying their outfits for the they look handsome. One guy sent me a picture of what he's wearing for the Bayou on the masquerade. If I was single, so some of you single-nistas should come, because he looked edible. I'ma behave myself. I love you, twins flame. Oh my God, he looked edible. He showed me a picture. He knew what he was doing. He said, Flurban, this is what I'm gonna wear for your conference. He already bought his outfit. He was like, I don't care how much it costs, I'm coming. So I was like, oh snap. I was like, so y'all will have fun. Let me say this, I am not responsible for any pregnancies during this conference. Let me just say, let me put my PR. I am not responsible for any of your pregnancies or anything that happens are at before or after the conference. Do you understand? So if y'all hook up, please do not put that on me, please, because we had some people who fell in love from last conference. We had a couple who fell in love from last conference. I'm just letting you know that I take zero responsibility. The children can always be a part of my world, but I'm not. The conference dates are from October 31st to November 2nd. The actual conference itself is November 2nd. Oh, you said I'm going to be a doula? Listen, when people meet up, it's beautiful because you know when it's going to happen. Because at the last conference, if many of you know, whoever was at the last conference, many of us didn't go to sleep. Like, I remember me and Kirk were up. I had worked diligently for like a week. My feet were swollen. I felt like we were talking. Everybody was on the rooftop because remember I did a rooftop party on the castle. That's how I get down. We did a rooftop party. Nobody slept. Everybody was on the rooftop until like 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't even know that we got to sleep until like 8 o'clock because we were supposed to go to the Fountain of Youth, and me and Kirk didn't make it until too late to go. So we had to go the next day. But everybody was up on the rooftop talking until like 4 or 5, I don't even think 6 in the morning. They let us have the rooftop because I rented it out. But it was amazing. So I'm saying when you meet your family for the first time, a lot of times what happens is you meet your partners. You meet people that you haven't met for like years. And when we met, it was like meeting our homies that we had been at the mothership with. Nobody got tired. I was exhausted though, I can't lie, because by the time me and Kirk made it back to the room, I remember going to Sensei's room. Sensei, do you remember this? Because we had our rooms all around each other. I remember knocking on Sensei. Wait, Sensei, I woke you up, right? I think I was getting a key or something. I woke up Nora. I was like, Nora, let me in. The girls were in Nora's room. Martha and Selmar, they were all together in the room. And I remember it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. I don't know what time it was. Sensei, you probably remember. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm knocking on her door because I need some sort of key or something. Nora came to the door. She was exhausted. That's how tired. We were so much fun now. She nearly tripped over the place. She was like, oh my God. It was so much fun. Then if you guys remember, because Rizing came first. Many of you know Rizing, who gave me the contract, remember? So Rizing flew in from California, from LA. So he had the first room. I think Rizing came first. Rizing came first. So we were all chilling out in the because I was setting up the room. So Rizing came in. So we all went upstairs after I set up the conference because we did our own mantra for the 13th. And we all went up to Rizing's room. It was so funny because it was me, Boris. It was a couple of us that were here because everybody else was flying in. And many of you see it because it's like broken up. The Wi-Fi wasn't that great, but we had a ball. We were chilling in Boris had music. He had it all set up, all spiritual. I was like, Dad, he had it set up. It was amazing. So I'm just giving you a preempt of how it was when we first got together, because a lot of times we talk to each other online. It's nothing like when you meet up, especially when we're so close-knit and we've been talking for years. When we got together in person, it was out of control. We couldn't sleep. It was like and it was kind of sad because I felt like a lot of us felt kind of depressed after we kind of separated. That's why I'm creating the sanctuary, so that we have a home for ourselves. And also with the pole shift. You know what I'm saying? I'm a double dipper too. But I felt like we needed a place collectively where we matched each other's frequency. And I knew when we did the conference, at the conference after feeling that way, hey, Linnea, Fairy Light. I knew that was our family. I just felt, so it's the same with the conference now. It's, like I said, it'll be amazing. It's just amazing to meet everybody that you see, that you talk to online, and meet them in person. Kinetically, it's a lot different. What if you can make conference have another engagement that Friday? You don't have to. You can make the conference. That's what I'm saying. You can only go to the conference. For those who want to go to the masquerade on Thursday, that's an option. It's on Halloween. I'm excited to do a party on Halloween. I haven't done a Halloween party in years. but it's on a very magical day. So remember, the 31st is an inversion of the divine feminine. It's actually the divine male's day. That's why they do a lot of rituals. But also the veil is open, wide open. So imagine us getting together in our masquerade outfits, probably purged into our other timelines that we coexisted together. And basically, we get to have a beautiful masquerade. And I love dressing up, just dressing up in our wear and what have you. Oh, wait, hold on. I got a phone call. Hold on, family. Hello. This is she. I'm well. Okay, hi. Okay. I can't do that because I'm on live right now. I can't. Can you call me back another time? Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye. That's like my insurance. I can't verify anything because I give you all my information online. It's funny. Um, like I said, we have the masquerade. So I said anybody who's coming to masquerade is only on the 31st. We're gonna hang out. Oh, like I said, I always wanted to do a Halloween party, but it's in New Orleans in the Bayou. Yeah, the insurance people, like, they always want to verify everything. I was like, I can't do it. I'm live. He was like, all right, I'll call you back. Yeah, this is almost like a bucket list. You know what I mean? When you have a bucket list, Thomas hasn't texted me back. Thomas is always in. Let me see. Make sure he didn't call me back. No, he did. No, not yet. Thomas is always in meetings. He's about that life, literally. But or maybe he's not in our timeline. Maybe Thomas dipped out of our timeline. I don't know. We'll find out. I always have things on a bucket list. Like one of the things on a bucket list for the last 3 years, you notice that Florbin's been checking things off my bucket list. So one was dancing in the carnival. I always wanted to join in the carnival, but I had babies. So my husband at the time wasn't cool with his wife. I understand why. He wasn't cool with his wife being in a carnival. So one of the carnival things that I did was one of the things I wanted to do from a young girl is dance in carnival. And I'm a dancer. I dance. I help to teach bachata, merengue. I dance. I could do hip hop dance. I'm a dancer, literally. One of the things I love, but I went to dance in a carnival. I went to actually join. So when I got a chance, I had, I worked out 2 hours a day for like 3 months. My body was amazing for carnival because if I was going to be on carnival, and I won carnival where they were going to give me a free costume because I won a carnival in Orlando. And because I won, they were going to give me a free costume to go and do Miami. That's how I get down. But I checked off my list in Carnival in Orlando, and I really was excited. So I checked that off. I checked off my list to do a lot of amazing things, like things I always wanted to do that I felt like I was restricted to do. And this is one of them. Checking off the list. The conference, I always felt like I wanted to do the conference. So kind of like I checked off that list last year, but I always wanted to have a party on Halloween in New Orleans. This is years ago. I mean, even my ex said, "Oh wow, that's always what you wanted to do." I didn't even remember it. So I'm actually checking off a list, and a masquerade ball with Marie Leveau as our honoring Marie Leveau. Oh my gosh, this is like check off list 1,000. So I'm excited. Even if like 2 of you came, I'm gonna have enjoyment. I'm gonna have a great time. I want to do the whole theme and everything like that. So it'll be amazing. So I think that's it, family. I think that's all the announcements. Friday, we're going to do all the things. So I gave you an idea of all the stuff we have for our manifestation for Friday for Twin Flames. And it might be amazed. By the time you buy tickets for the conference, you might be coming with your twin flame because we would have already, we're already going to bring up our twin flames. And that's about it. So I think, family, okay, so I'm going to go. I need to eat. Whenever I drink coffee, I don't eat food. I I drink coffee and then I don't eat. And then I'm really hungry. Like now I want to eat, and I have to make sure I'm staying awake. Like I'm gonna be amazing for the conference. So I'm gonna lower my eating intake and work out. I always work out. I'm a workout queen, but I haven't been working out because I've been my twin flame. See, this is what I'm saying. Some of you men like to feed us. See, I think my twin flame, he likes when I eat. I think he has a thing for the thickums. I think he likes me thick a little too much. I think he likes me thicker than I like me thick. So I think my twin flame doesn't allow. Twin flame, you can't always like me thick like that. I told him, I said, well, I want to go work out. He was like, don't get rid of. He's like, I like your curves. I was like, listen. I was like, the curves will always be here. That I know. I was like, don't try to keep me chunky. He brought me. What he brought me? He brought me like a Jubilee vegan cherry pie. I was like, you can't bring that because he knows I like cherries. He's like, you could bring fruit. Don't bring me pies and whatnot. It was gluten free. I was like, no, no. But I ate every bit of that pie with him. We fed each other cherry pie. I was like, I gotta be careful. Yeah, I was like, no, I gotta be careful. Cause I get thick for no reason. So I need to breatharian I need to breatharian my way, shedding this too much thickness. But yes, we should be okay. I like big butts. Yeah, men like the bums. You know, the bum bums. Yeah, I know you gentlemen like thick girls, but sometimes it's okay to be thick. But when you surpass thickums, you know what I'm saying? When you surpass, yes, I'm having the show tomorrow. Okay, the show tomorrow is going to be in vaccinations and the chemicalization of children and the vaccination, agenda. So we've got our home. We have our show tomorrow. I'm gonna have everything set up for the show. It's a beautiful show tomorrow. It's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna talk about the vaccinations agenda. Again, we're retouching it based on the new heightened amount of them bringing in all these newer vaccinations and making it a point to propagate it, and also they're forcing people. So we'll do that show tomorrow. That show, I don't know that we're doing on YouTube. It might just be on Patreon because I have to do stuff for my Patreon crew. So that might just be on Patreon because it's a topic that normally we'll just leave there, but we'll see. I think that's it. So if you want questions about the tickets and so on, like I said, I don't sell tickets. See, my thing is I have the place. I already booked my place. Once I book my place, I'm all good. I feel good about it. But my thing is I always want to make sure that monies go where it's supposed to. I don't like money coming in where I don't know where it's going to sit. I'm old school. I'm a little old school family, so you got to be patient with me because I'm not part of the new millennials who just take things in and just put it anywhere. I'm very... if you want to go to my Patreon, you can see Patreon, Flurburn, just put my name and Flurburn and Patreon and it should come up. But I only like monies to go where they go. So because I have to have tickets go to a certain, the money's proceeds go into a certain place, I like it to go there. I don't like it to go in other places where I can't watch it. As far as Kiki sessions, anything you require from me, just make sure you go. I always leave messages. I always leave my email, so always inquire my email because I'll get to my email. So you can always inquire my emails because I can get back to you on there. But as far as tickets, like I said, next week they'll be there. The tickets can be purchased next week, and you don't have to go to everything. You could just go to this conference on Saturday, which is a big deal anyway because you got Aluna and Asep. So you meet them, but then you can have an option of doing both or just doing the masquerade. It's up to you. I did it last year. Like last year, some people did the rooftop. Some people didn't go to the party, they just went to the conference, so it's an aspect. But when you do both, you get us for the whole time we're there, because when we're going to be we're going to be eating donuts, French donuts, we'll be eating beignets, because that's what beignets are, and coffee. We'll be eating beignets and goodies on Bourbon Street. So you get to hang out with us. If you do both, you're going to hang out with us from the 31st till the 3rd, because we're going to be enjoying ourselves. Remember, I am a Creole, and I will be in Creole zone. So, you could do one or the other, but you're going to see us regardless, okay? So I'll have, the French donuts. Oh, beignets. I used to make it when I went to New Orleans years ago. I remember getting the recipe from this other Creole woman. Like, she's like old school Creole. She was like 80 years old. She gave me like the best recipe for beignets. I swear to God, I ate beignets for like a month and a half. My husband, this is like years ago. My husband ate it. We was so good. I didn't gain a pound, thank goodness then. Oh, I was doing sugar, you know, because you do the powdered sugar on top. Oh, what? What? And étouffée, because my ex used to like étouffée, so I make him étouffée, and we have beignets after dinner with coffee. Oh mon Dieu. Woo. And we used to have incredible sex. When you eat Creole food, this is too much information. Big up to my ex who's trying to come back in. Now I know why. I just remember. Because we would eat amazing food, and it's so sexy. Sexy food makes you very sexually active. So when you eat a lot of sexy food, it's almost like, you know, it's crazy. It's like you want to engage in everything because it's so salacious. You know what I mean? So you're cooking sexy food, you listen to the music, I'm looking all svelte, you know, because I like to dance in my food, and I'm cooking, he's watching me dance, and then we eat together, and then we have sweets together, and then we play together, and then we sleep together, and then we play together. Big up to all y'all married to the Creoles, because we are an interesting breed. That's why he wants to come back. He wants a remix. Zugga, 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 zugga. He said that one time, he was like, I miss you cooking. I'm sure you do. Because you know if I'm cooking, you know what comes after that meal. He'd be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm sure. Anyway, let me stop. I'm sorry, this is too much information. This is when Creoles go wrong. Flirting after dark during the daytime is never truly appropriate. Anyway, so, all right, family, so we got everything. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to, beignet la pom 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 beignet au chocolat. Yes. Okay, so family, that's it. We're going to recollect on, many of you are going to see me on Aquarius Rising 9th Gate. That's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's most likely going to be on Patreon. You can always listen to me on Blog Talk. Patreon gets to listen to that. And then Friday, we will reconvene for our twin flame manifestation. So hopefully you'll have all the goodies that you need for your, just a candle. If anything, you just have the candle and a few herbs. A lot of the herbs you just have, and maybe a crystal or two. Don't make it a big deal to get all the oils. I have everything we need. You know, when you have that girlfriend that has everything, I got everything we need. So we can do our manifestation on Friday. And I hope you guys will get ready for your twin flames after that. I hope you're ready. Okay, before I leave here, let me give a warning. If you're not ready to twin, you said the Taurus, don't bring up Kirk in this room. You know we're going to have problems, Universal. Kirk is another one. Woo, messy. Anyway, if you're not ready to twin, do not join in our twin flame manifestation. I hope you're ready, willing and able to twin, because this is for twinning. For me to go through all this, we're going to twin. We already collapsed timelines. I'm afraid to go back outside and see what kind of other crazy collapsing, because I'm about to go outside to get something to eat, and I should probably eat inside, because I don't know what's going on in the collapse. So you're a Taurus too, Tiana, you sexy little kitten. Taurus, you sexy beings. Taurus is like the best. I'm gonna shut up. Anyway, sometimes I just gotta keep my words to myself. If you are not ready to twin, do not join us for a twin manifestation. Just like for many of you who wanted to do the pregnancy or just wanted to watch us do the pregnancy manifestation, some of you got knocked up. You must not participate with Flurburn. I'm about manifestation. I manifest very easily and effortlessly. That's what I do well. That's why some of you come here to me, because you know I'm a manifestation. I'm a muse. That's why many people talk to me. Because of that, I'm bringing twin flames back online. If you aren't ready, you better make sure if you shave your legs, I don't know if you shave your legs, or you better I'm just telling you, that's what we do. So do not come to my feed on Friday and be like, oh my God, I wasn't ready. We had sex for 6 hours. I can't even handle it. He wanted to brush my hair for days. I couldn't handle it. He just stares into my eyes. That is not the, don't come. Stay away. Rebuke yourself from my feet. You know, don't come here. You may get knocked up just from the ritual. I don't know. You might be just bringing ancestors through your womb. I don't know what happened Friday. All I know is we're doing this. I'm not responsible for any of your 20. Whatever you do after a manifestation, that's on you. Let me take away the responsibility. Listen, family, I am not responsible for any pregnancies, any twinning craziness. If you're like blowing up timelines, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just trying to help you get there. Other than that, I just get you in and I'll leave. Don't bring me into your paradigm of blowing timelines and open up. I'm trying to stay in my own portals. All right? Divorces, I'm not responsible. Do not have your husbands and wives calling me, because that's what happens a lot of times. When you see stars wake up, your husbands call me and they try to blame me for all of the naughtiness that they did. If they, I'm non-responsible. Do you understand me, family? If you come to this Friday party, a twin flame, I will take zero responsibility. I'm only taking responsibility for me and mine. All right? Is that understood? I hope so. Serious. You think I'm joking? I'm serious. A public disclaimer. Thank you, goddess. Don't give them my email. Don't even tell them you're watching my video. Please don't watch your video with your husbands or your wives. Please don't do it, because they will contact me. They always do. Disclaimer. I'm going to put a disclaimer. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a disclaimer on the video that I am not responsible. No pregnancies on me. No, nothing. Don't bring me to child support saying I'm the reason why you're pregnant with twins or quadruplets. I'm not paying your child support. No, not in this paradigm. Maybe in 5D plus. I'm not paying it. You pay your own child support. I didn't get you pregnant. I have nothing to do with it. All right. So family, I'm gone. I'm gone. I will meet you tomorrow night. Beautiful video. We're going to talk about chemicalization and vaccinations on Thursday night. Join me on Aquarius Rising 9th Gate at 9 p.m. on Patreon. I know I'm going to hear it. And then on Friday, I already told you. So come as you want. Take personal responsibility. All right, family? I love you. You're amazing. And we will reconvene. Peace. Happy conversion.